Johnny Dollar.
Dollar, this is Peter H. Fillmore at the Office of Surety Mutual Insurance Limited here in Denver.
Mr. Fillmore.
Dollar, I want you out here. I've just uncovered a racket that has been costing our company a lot of money.
What kind of a racket?
Robberies. Grocery store robberies. Whole series of them.
What's being taken, cash or goods?
Cash. On Saturday nights. With most discouraging regularity. But, Dollar, with all the facts I can give you, well, I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to round up the gang that's doing this in short order.
You think there's a gang involved?
That's my conclusion, and I'm certain you'll agree with it when I give you the information I have.
I see.
Which means there may be some danger involved in this investigation.
Oh, that's the understatement of the week.
However, I understand you're quite used to that sort of thing.
Oh?
And in view of the importance to our company of putting a stop to these robberies, of bringing the criminals to justice...
Now, Mr. Fillmore...
Well, we shan't quibble over your expense account. Or even any extraordinary expenses you may incur.
Now, look.
And, Dollar, there will also be the customary fee. The commission for any recovery of actual money you may be able to effect.
Listen, would you please?
More than ample compensation, I would say, for the fact your own life may be endangered. So, Dollar...
Mr. Fillmore,
Dollar, I'll expect you out here on the first possible plane flight. Goodbye, sir.
Huh? Oh, sure. Goodbye. Maybe forever, huh?
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Thirsty people everywhere prefer ice-cold Pepsi-Cola. And because it's light, it refreshes without filling.
Charlie, be sociable.
I am, Kay. Pepsi is a favorite of thirsty people from Maine to Hawaii, from Alaska to Florida.
Charlie.
It's perfect for parties or picnics, so serve Pepsi to your guests.
That's helpful, but...
This is the sociable part. Keep plenty of Pepsi ice-cold and ready. Remember, it goes fast because everybody likes Pepsi.
Singing still sounds more inviting. May I? Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi. Drink light, refreshing Pepsi. Stay young and fair and debonair. Be sociable, have a Pepsi.
But singing doesn't say, pick up an extra carton of Pepsi today. Better yet, get a case.
You do that.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Surety Mutual Insurance Limited, Denver office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Saturday night matter. After including an extra box of 38 shells in my luggage, I spent item 1, $77, plane fare, Hartford to Denver, Colorado. Item 2 is $1.95 for a cab to the office of Surety Mutual and Mr. Peter H. Fillmore.
Here in Denver? No, Dollar. All over the state. In a regular pattern. A pattern that has finally, today, enabled me to realize there's a connection between these robberies.
Well, you better tell me all about it, Mr. Fillmore.
Well, in the first place, you must understand that insurance against loss of actual cash, well, not many companies issue it. Without limit, that is.
So I understand.
However, since virtually all of our accounts are the commercial type, you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, I think so. Instead of individual life and home policies, endowments, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Manufacturing plants, merchandising organizations, that sort of thing. Including a great many stores, both large and small, including 50 or more grocery stores, supermarkets.
I see.
Dollar, it was my own idea to insure them against unlimited loss by robbery. And I must say it's increased our number of clients considerably.
Yeah, I think so. But don't the premiums for that kind of protection have to come pretty high?
Oh, very high. As a result, the company has shown a very nice profit over the past couple of years. But, of course, if these robberies continue...
Yeah, you say there's been a definite pattern to them.
Yes. To begin with, Dollar, every one of them has occurred on a Saturday night.
When the markets are likely to have more cash on hand than usual, huh?
Exactly.
How many robberies have there been?
So far, 8.
Well, that's about time you were catching up with them.
Exactly.
So, on with the pattern.
The robbers have forced their way in at gunpoint, just as the owner, alone, was about to lock up and leave. In each case, there have been 2 of them, wearing nylon stockings over their faces by way of disguise. One of them tall and husky, the other one short and thin.
Uh-huh.
That's about as much description as we've been able to learn from the store owners. And don't forget, Dollar, there's been no real coordination of police effort in these robberies.
Because they've all occurred in different towns.
Exactly. And that brings us to the important part of the pattern, which I only realized this morning. Whereupon I called you immediately.
Well?
The first was right here in Denver. The next in Pueblo, then Colorado Springs, Aurora, Lakewood, Englewood, Greeley. Last Saturday, a week ago tonight, the Casey Market over in Boulder was robbed. True to pattern.
I'm afraid I don't quite see it.
With Denver, the largest city in the state. Then Pueblo, the next largest.
I'll take your word for it.
Then Colorado Springs, next in size to Pueblo. Then Aurora.
And so on down the line?
Exactly, Dollar. Exactly.
And the last robbery was in Boulder?
Just a week ago. So there may be another one tonight.
Uh-huh. All right. If you know the population of the various towns in the state as well as you seem to, you ought to be able to tell me where they'll go next, whether it's tonight or next Saturday or whenever.
Well, that's just the trouble.
What?
Until I get the latest population figures, well, I don't know. It'll be either in Wheat Ridge, barely northwest of Denver here, or in Grand Junction.
How far away is that?
Some 260 miles.
Oh, great.
Now, the last figures I have show 18,014 in Wheat Ridge, 18,021 in Grand Junction. But that may have changed by now.
And there's no way of checking?
Not before tonight, when there may be another robbery. Yet somehow you must decide on one of those towns and be there to prevent it.
I must decide.
Of course. And I'm certain you realize how important your decision is.
Oh, sure.
Very well, then, Dollar. Which is it? Wheat Ridge or Grand Junction? Oh, come on, man. There isn't much time.
Well, let me see if I have a quarter in my pocket.
Hmm?
Yeah, here we are.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Pretty important decision, huh?
It certainly is.
Okay, then. Heads, I go to Wheat Ridge.
Huh?
Tails, I go to Grand Junction.
What?
Can you think of a better way?
Talk about best-selling records. Here's a familiar tune about America's best-selling filter cigarette, Winston. Winston gives you real flavor, full, rich tobacco flavor. And you know, that's because only Winston has filter blend up front. Choice, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. No wonder Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should. Smoke Winston.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Saturday Night Matter.
Now, Dollar, do you mean to say you think you can determine which city this gang of grocery store robbers will hit by the flip of a coin? This is ridiculous.
I asked you, can you think of a better way? Well?
All right, Dollar.
Okay, then.
But don't you see, if you go to Wheat Ridge, they strike in Grand Junction.
Be kind of too bad, wouldn't it?
Exactly. We'd have to pay off another big insurance claim. Perhaps thousands of dollars. And, Dollar, I'd hold you responsible.
Me?
Yes.
Responsible for what, Mr. Fillmore?
Huh?
And I take it you're Johnny Dollar.
Now, look
That's
here,
case,
Dollar.
right?
This is the most...
Easy, PH.
Dollar, this is Albert Berry, my assistant.
How are you, Johnny?
Well,
Albert is the one who really built up this plan of mine for insuring the stores against loss of cash.
I see.
And if you want my opinion, PH, and I've said this before, we'd better stop issuing any more such policies right away.
No.
Cancel those that are outstanding. Give them a rebate and forget this whole thing.
No, Albert. Admit that we're beaten by a bunch of crooks? You know I wouldn't.
Yes, I know you wouldn't. But I still think you should. If we have to face any more of these losses...
Let me worry about the losses. You just keep running up your nice big commissions on those policies and be glad you're getting them.
No, sir.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean that I won't let you. PH,
Well?
if P.H., I'd rather leave the company than have to continue feeling responsible as I do.
Responsible? For what?
Don't you understand, sir? I'm the one who sold the policies. And if any more of these robberies occur...
Oh, don't worry, my boy. They won't. Thanks to my perceptive mind, little ingenuity, my own deductions, Dollar here is going to put a stop to them.
Well, I knew you were sending for Mr. Dollar, but how will he know where the gang plans to operate next?
Well, of course he will. At least, well...
Very easy, Al. Look here.
What?
Tails. Okay, that means that I'm about to head for,
Yes? Where?
Dollar, good heavens,
Just
man.
keep your shirt on, Mr. Fillmore.
What if these criminals...
If they hit the other town on the list, they won't stand a chance of getting away with it there either.
How can you be sure?
Just leave it to me, huh?
Dollar.
Now, I'll see you later. I gotta get busy. The coin had come up tails. That meant I was to head for Grand Junction. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but that's the way it was. Since it was afternoon, I'd have to make good time to get there before dark. So, expense account item $350 deposit on a rental car. But first I drove to Wheat Ridge, to the police headquarters there. I talked with the Sergeant Keesley.
Oh, sure. The supermarket's just a couple of blocks south of here. You must have passed it.
Yeah, I did.
Well, don't worry, Dollar. If they hit again tonight and that's their target, they won't stand a chance. We'll have that place so well covered.
Good.
Well, now, wait. What if they pick Grand Junction? You want me to phone the boys in the department over there?
No, that won't be necessary. I'm heading on over there right now.
Good. That's better than me trying to explain this complicated pattern you've stumbled on.
Yeah.
Your man there in Grand Junction is Lieutenant Dick Speidel.
Okay.
You tell him you've talked to me and he'll do anything you want.
Good.
He's a nice, cooperative guy, and he knows his way around.
First, we can't be sure they'll operate again tonight. Maybe they'll skip a week.
We'll still be ready for them if they follow their pattern. So will the boys in Grand Junction.
Okay, thanks, Sergeant. I'll be in touch. I picked up Route 6 and headed on west. Fortunately, the traffic was light, and I made good time over the broad winding highway. And I'll say this, it's a mighty beautiful drive through that country. More than once I spotted clear, cold streams where I knew darn well there were plenty of fighting trout to be taken during the season. And maybe with luck, I'll be able to go back someday and wet a line, there in the shadow of one of the imposing mountain peaks. I stopped at Glenwood Springs long enough to gas up and grab a sandwich. That's item 4, 5 1/4. Then drove on, hoping an early sunset wouldn't spoil the view of the scenery. But you know something? Keeping at that scenery was my undoing. Yeah, too much attention to it had caused me to disregard another car on the road following me. And it finally caught up with me at the beginning of a short detour, only a few miles from Grand Junction, about where Asbury Creek joins the Colorado River. The highway was wet from the melted snow. It slowed down to cross a narrow temporary wooden bridge when the other car pulled up to me, then swung into my left rear and threw me into a skid. Hey, what the devil?
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment.
Meet star Stuart Irwin.
Nothing's worse for an actor than a nasty cold. To feel better quickly, I take wonderful 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve cold distress.
Right. Tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
Take my advice. For your next cold, take 4-way cold tablets, the fast way to relieve those cold miseries.
4-way, only 29 cents.
And now here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. Had dandruff for years? Now get rid of it in 3 minutes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep unsightly dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair. Rub in 1 minute. Add water, lather 1 minute. Then rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch, embarrassing dandruff's gone. Fitch can also leave hair up to 35% brighter. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today. And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Things were a little vague after my car got pushed off the road on the way into Grand Junction. I remember lying there in the wreckage, cold, terribly cold, but unable to move. Then the state highway patrolman who came along pulled me out from under the steering post, and I remember passing out again when the warmth inside their car hit me. I remember being wheeled along on a stretcher through a long corridor, the smell of antiseptics, then the sight of a hand with a hypo in it poised above my left arm.
Nothing but shock, I'm certain of it. This will help him to sleep. And in a few hours, he should
After that, a soft, warm, comforting darkness. Oblivion. Then, when I finally came to and there was sunlight streaming in through the hospital window...
Just take it easy, Dollar.
What?
Take it easy and get some rest, and you'll be all okay. I'm Lieutenant Dick Spidle.
Oh. Lieutenant.
Sergeant Keesley over at Wheat Ridge called about you.
Yeah, well,
Just
look,
wanted to make sure everything was all right over here. You're in Grand Junction, you know.
Did they nab the gang behind the market robbery last night, was it?
No trouble at all over there. Nothing happened. But I sure wish you hadn't skidded off the road before you could get
Listen,
to me.
there was another car. It came up behind me.
Yeah, I know. So far, we haven't been able to get a lead on it.
What if they didn't hit the market over there?
Yeah, Dollar. It was the Bluebird supermarket right down the street from here. Over $3,000.
Yeah? Well?
A set of tire marks, same as from the car that ran you off the road, but that's all.
Oh.
Except for one thing.
What's that? What?
Now, look, you're in no shape to worry about this thing now.
You said except for one
says
thing.
You need a lot of rest.
What is it?
But when you're up and around
What
again,
is it, Lieutenant?
Well, when Barnaby Schultes came out here from the west and opened that market...
Yeah?
Well, always when somebody comes here with a lot of money, I run a check on him.
And?
Schultes has a record of stock manipulations of phony bankruptcies across the country as long as your arm.
Sure. So when his market gets robbed after he's made sure of collecting a lot of insurance for it...
Worth thinking about, isn't it?
Oh, you bet your sweet
So
life.
you lie here quietly and think about it, Dollar.
Oh, wait a minute,
and
Lieutenant.
in case you're thinking about getting out of here and doing something about it before you're okay again...
Listen, will you...
Well, it just happens I have a man outside the door to see that you don't. Not until the doc says you can.
Lieutenant!
You take care of yourself.
Munch a bunch of Fritos, corn chips. It's not polite to smack your lips, but you can't help it with Fritos, corn chips. Munch a bunch of Fritos, corn chips.
Fritos are the perfect after-school or between-meal snack. Golden chips of corn just made to munch. A nutritious treat for children and grown-ups alike. Fritos corn chips are full of such good, crisp flavor, such good-for-you nourishment. There's contentment in every munch.
Munch a bunch of Fritos, corn chips.
Whenever you want good munching, get Fritos corn chips. Whenever you want to add zip to a lunchbox, to salad, soup, or sandwiches, serve Fritos corn chips. They're America's favorite. Golden chips of corn just made to munch. Fritos, Fritos corn chips.
Munch a bunch of Fritos, corn chips.
Now, Act 4 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Early the next morning, I was out of the hospital and back in Denver at the office of Peter Fillmore. I was sure I had a lot of the answers to this case and told him so.
Yes, go on, Dollar.
Well, sure, it's an open invitation to robbery. Well, don't you see, the market owners could arrange these robberies themselves. Not only collect the insurance, but get a cut on whatever was taken.
Good heavens.
Yeah, sure. And look, didn't you tell me the owners couldn't seem to come up with a very good description of the crooks? Couldn't or wouldn't?
They've done it themselves. Every man has a price.
No, that isn't the answer. Well, not all of it. Each one of them arranging himself wouldn't account for a whole string of them in various different towns. So it means that somebody's been getting to them, that somebody's been running a robbery ring.
But that means... Why, don't you see, Dollar? That means the ringleader must be someone who knows exactly which of the markets has bought this type of insurance from us.
To quote you, Mr. Fillmore, exactly. So you'd better start thinking of somebody right here in your own office.
Exactly?
Sure.
No, I mean...
You mean exactly, because he could clean up on this operation both ways. By getting a nice fat commission on all the policies that he sold.
But the
And
only
then
man...
by arranging the robberies, then taking a cut on them.
But good heavens, I simply can't believe that...
Al Berry, collecting both ways. Real smart about it, too. He told you he wanted you to give up this silly insurance, but he knew that you wouldn't.
Albert.
But even if you did, he wouldn't care, because he's already cleaned up enough to walk out of here a rich man.
And you'd better not move, either one of you.
Albert.
Well, hi, Al.
I heard everything, Dollar.
Good for you.
You shouldn't have made it so obvious that you went through my files before I got here this morning.
Well, now, that's right, I did. To see how your list of policies compared with the markets that have been held up. It was a dead giveaway, Al.
Was it?
I mean, you're pulling those jobs in the same order as the insurance you sold. Starting with the biggest accounts in the biggest towns and working on down. Pretty stupid, Al.
All right, Dollar.
Oh, no.
Ever seen a gun with a silencer?
Now, look, don't be silly, please. Do you think I'd be foolish enough to have come over here alone, knowing what I know about this?
What are you talking about?
The police. What else?
Oh, sure. Standing right outside the door, waiting.
That's right.
Don't try to be cute, Dollar. It won't work. Huh? That's right. No, listen, Sergeant.
Just relax, Al. Enough to let that thing drop out of your hand. Gently.
Thanks, Sergeant. Sure. In the hope it might make things easier for him, Al produced the punks who'd been working with him, who'd actually pulled the jobs. And then he came up with most of the dough from the robberies. But you know something? I doubt if it'll do him any good, nor the store owners who'd played along with him. Expense account total, including hospital bill and the ride back to Hartford, $30101. And I'll leave the car that was wrecked to you. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Constipation is something people don't talk much about, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Now, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Well, pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's program.
Next week, down to Sarasota, Florida, to a case of the almost perfect crime. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Bartlett Robinson, James McCallion, Forrest Lewis, and Russell Thorson. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
This is Jim Amici, and this is 1960. Experts say it'll mark the beginning of the world's most productive years, a boom time, years of plenty. Well, that's good news for us in America, but let's remember that there are still millions in this small world who do not have enough to eat. People who need shelter, people who need medicines, people who need a kindly helping hand. So it's time to give like 60. This is the week of the Catholic Bishops' Relief Fund Drive, a time to renew the treasury of the worldwide organization which last year helped 40 million people in 40 different countries. This year there's a new magic in giving. Every dollar you contribute to the Bishops' Fund releases $30 worth of stockpiled surplus supplies. Give now. Help the hungry and homeless overseas. Give through your local Catholic church or Bishop's Relief Fund, Empire State Building, New York. It's a small world. Let's make it a better one.
Radio 59, Albany, New York. WROW, the Tri-Cities #1 station for news.
Johnny Dollar.
Doesn't this nice weather kind of get under your skin, Johnny?
Who's that?
Make you want to be sitting in a boat on Lake Mojave, hauling in 5- and 6-pound bass? Maybe a really big one?
Buster.
That's right, Buster Faber.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
Right here at Lake Mojave Resort. And, Johnny, I've just picked up a new spinning rod and reel that I think you ought to give a workout.
Oh, you dog. You know I have to work for a living, and, brother, I mean work.
Isn't it pretty hard, huh?
Too hard.
Well, then it's time for you to relax a bit.
Yeah, I know, but...
Live longer, Johnny. You know the old saying.
What old thing?
The time a man spends in fishing is never deducted from his lifespan. So come on out here for a few days.
Oh, Buster, I'd love it. And if there was some insurance problem that I could use as an excuse, Buster, is there?
Well, yeah.
You mean there's something involving insurance that I ought to look into?
Yeah.
Then give it to me, quick.
Well, it's not the sort of thing I could very well explain over the phone.
But unless I know what it is, what company's involved.
But it could turn out to be something pretty important.
And purely incidentally, the fish are biting like mad.
That's right.
Okay, Buster, what am I waiting for?
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Greater Southwest Insurance Company, Los Angeles office, attention Mr. Royal J. Harkin. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the frantic fisherman matter. Roy, why kid about it? When I started this trip, I had no way of knowing that your company was involved. Knowing Buster Faber, I honestly figured that his mention of an insurance angle was just to give me a good excuse. But when you've read the facts in this report, I'm sure you'll agree that Greater Southwest should pay the old expense account without question. Yeah, and probably a nice extra fee to boot. All right. Item 1, $154.50 night flight from Hartford to New York to Las Vegas, Nevada. Item 2, $50 deposit on a rental car. I headed south and east to Lake Mojave Resort. To me, this place is the answer to a fisherman's prayer. The lake itself is over 60 miles long, averages about a mile wide. The resort is at the lower end, complete with modern accommodations, cafe, dock. Well, just about everything you could ask for. Ham Pratt, the general manager, Buster Faber and his wife Marilyn are the salt of the earth. And because of it, the customers are a pretty fine lot without exception. Almost.
I'm going to put you here number 18, Johnny.
Good, Buster. I'll feel right at home.
And here's a new spinning outfit I want you to try out.
7-foot Harnell.
Uh-huh. That's right. And a Mitchell 350, loaded with 4-pound test. So, as soon as you can change your clothes, we'll hit the lake.
Okay, now, this is all very nice, Buster, and I'll be changed in about 5 minutes. But...
Good, I'll be waiting at the dock.
But... until you tell me what the insurance angle is for my coming out here, or where I'm going to charge my expense account.
The answer to that is out on the lake.
Oh, sure. That was all just an excuse to get me out here to fish.
Wrong?
But as long as I'm here, I might as well... Wrong, did you say?
That's what I said.
Then start talking.
Sure, out on the lake.
Buster!
I'll meet you at the dock.
The big 35 on Buster's boat moved us up the lake at an easy 30 knots. The day was clear, the weather warm. I could hardly wait to break out the tackle and get started. But Buster carefully passed up half a dozen holes where I knew there were fish. Instead, we kept going 5 or 6 miles up beyond the power line crossing. And then finally we nosed into a long, narrow, L-shaped cove. It extended back from the main body of the lake a couple of 100 yards, with flat, rocky walls on either side. At the end, it angled off to the left for perhaps 100 feet. I knew there was a very deep hole there, but as we idled in toward it, I noticed another boat back there. And the man in it seemed to be using a mighty strange fishing technique. He had a long, heavy saltwater rod in his hand, and from the bend in the tip of it, he
Now, how about that? Somebody beat us into this spot. We'll swing around and... Oh, fine. I guess that wire's jogged loose again.
But Buster, that man fishing down there at the end. Don't let him notice, but keep an eye on him, Johnny. You know him? No, I can't say that I do. His name is Otis Hellman. Came over here from Los Angeles. Did you see the way he was beating up the water with that rig he's using? Yeah, I wondered about that rig. But he stopped the minute we were in sight. Could you see what he had on the end of his line? No. He let it drop down in his boat. We'll just have to wait until he gets back to the dock.
There we are. Well, now, as long as this goes taken, why don't we try a big basin up above?
Yeah, sure. Now, what did you mean, Buster, about that man in the coat?
Where'd you get a close look at that rig he's using?
Wait a minute. Otis Hellman, did you say?
That's right. In all the papers last week. When he got out of prison over in California.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Fishing, huh?
At the end of that same cove, day after day. But if you ask me, that man isn't after fish.
And the Frantic Fisherman Matter.
Buster Faber and I went up to Sculpture Rock there on Lake Mojave. We caught fish, plenty of them. Nice big lunker bass. We also kept an eye open for the man who'd been so frantically working the little cove on the way up, using heavy saltwater tackle in a rather peculiar way. At sundown, we saw him pull out and head back to Lake Mojave Resort. So we followed him and set our speed to arrive at the dock just ahead of us.
Well, here we are, Johnny. Back home same day.
Yeah.
Size up, Jim. Take care of these fish for us.
Sure thing, Buster. Hi, Mr. Dollar. How'd you make out?
Oh, pretty good, Jim. Here you are.
Hey, you men did all right.
Evening, Mr. Hellman. How'd you do today?
Nothing, Mr. Faber. Not a thing.
Oh? Where were you fishing?
All over the lake.
Didn't I see you in the long, narrow cove above the power line?
Yeah, maybe so. Hold on, Jim. Tie me up. Yes, sir. Sure.
Take a look, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, I'll take care of the tackle myself. Oh, sure. Anything you say. Anything you say.
Hellman quickly stuffed the tackle from the end of his line into a fish sack. But I caught a glimpse of a couple of huge triple hooks with lead collars. They were big enough, heavy enough to catch a whale. A respectable freshwater bass couldn't even get one of them into his mouth. Back in my room over a scotch and soda, Buster and I talked about it.
When I asked him, Johnny, the first day he came here, he muttered something about trying to snag some carp with that rig.
Snag some carp?
But if you noticed up there in that cove before you saw us looking at it.
Yeah, he was right over the deep hole at the end of it.
The only place I've ever seen him fishing. If you can call it that.
Well, he was apparently dropping those heavy gang hooks down to the bottom and then scraping them up the rocky sides.
Like a grappling hook, Johnny?
Right. Yeah, he's trying to snag something down there, all right, Buster. But it's certainly not carp. Have you tried dropping a line down there to see what you might hook onto?
Well, you can't get near the place because he's always there.
Even at night?
Well, no, but Johnny, you know what I think it is? And he's just got out of jail, too, remember?
I remember.
Well, Johnny, I think there's a body down there. And for some reason, he's trying to bring it up.
Could very well be.
Yes, sir. And that's why I called you.
Well, okay, Buster. I'll see what I can do. Buster had said that Hellman came here from Los Angeles. Well, there was a man in L.A. who was a veritable fount of information. Royal J. Harkins at Greater Southwest Insurance. It was evening now, so I put in a call to his home. That's item 385 cents, and he had plenty for me.
Of course I know who Otis Hellman is, Johnny. When he and that partner of his walked out of McKinney Mining Supply with $60,000, and in cash, mind you, we had to make good on it.
Is that why Hellman was sent to prison, Roy?
Yeah. job, though, I believe his partner was the one who really did it.
Who was the partner?
Another old prospector named Oscar Kirkman.
Kirkman. Is he still in jail?
Oh, he disappeared, Johnny. Just before he was to go to trial.
And the money?
Not a penny of it was ever found. So if you have any ideas about how and where you might recover it...
Very Roy. But if you're interested in Kirkman's body, I might be able to find that for you.
What?
Or what's left of it. And yet, how could I be sure? I mean that it was a body that Hellman was trying to locate up there in that deep little cove. Well, there was only one way to find out, and I needed some special equipment for it. So early the next morning, I climbed into my rental car.
Try Shelby Sporting Goods up in Las Vegas, Johnny.
That's the closest place you know, huh?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, then, here I go.
Ordinarily, there'd be dozens of folks around here who could loan it to you, but most of the people right now are either fishermen or water skiers.
Hey, incidentally, did Hellman go out in his boat this morning?
No, Johnny, and listen.
Yeah?
Maybe my imagination's working overtime, but listen. Yeah? Hellman had breakfast real early over in the cafe. Then he sat by the window where he could look over at your room. He must have drunk a dozen cups of coffee sitting there, but he didn't budge until you came out.
Oh?
When you did, when you went over for breakfast, he sort of casually walked down to the boathouse. Only it was a little too casual. And he just stood around down there, still keeping an eye on you. Well, I don't like it.
Somebody must have told him who I am.
Not one of the help, Johnny. I warned him not to before you arrived.
Well, I don't think any of the guests know.
Just the same, I think Hellman's suspicious of it. And Johnny?
Oh, stop worrying, Buster.
Just the same,
Just
Johnny.
keep an eye on him. I'll see you when I get back from Las Vegas. It was nearly 100 miles to Vegas, and I made it in 2 hours flat. There at Shelby Sporting Goods, I spent item 4, $169.18 for a complete skin diving outfit. Fins, faceplate, diving tank, and regulator, a powerful waterproof headlamp, and, yeah, a passionate pink pair of swim trunks.
There you are, partner. You going to do your skin diving over Lake Mead?
Down at Mojave.
Oh. The last time I outfitted a man for down there was a couple of years ago. A man called himself a miner, a prospector.
Oh?
Yeah, rented $150 worth of stuff to him and never got it back.
Hey, wait a minute. You know what his name was?
Sure. In spite of the fact that he gave me a phony one, it was right after that his picture was all over the papers with his partner, that other crook named Otis Hellman.
And his name?
Rings a bell, doesn't it, partner?
It sure does, Mr.
Sure. While Hellman took the rap, this one disappeared. Name was Oscar Kirkman.
Mister, you've just given me a wild idea.
That's all?
Just wild enough to make some sense. Yeah, and help me solve a case.
Solve a case? What kind?
Who knows? Maybe murder, among other things. On the drive down to Lake Mojave Resort, I stopped in Boulder City at the office of the National Park Commission. There I got hold of a topographical map of the whole area before Lake Mojave was filled up by David Sands. Then, back in my room at the resort, I went over it very carefully.
I only got a minute, Johnny, before I drive over to Bullhead City. But I saw you come rearing in a minute ago, and... What do you got there?
Hey, come here. Huh? Look, Buster. Take a look here on this map.
Yeah?
Before the new dam filled up the lake a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
Over here. There. Now, look here.
Oh. Why, yeah, that's where that long cove is now, where Otis Hellman's been working with that phony rig of his.
Uh-huh. And in the deep hole at the end of that cove...
Kirkman Valley.
That is right. Kirkman had a mine there before the lake was filled, when it was all just desert land by the side of the Colorado River.
And right there is where Hellman is grappling for something.
Right.
Kirkman disappeared, Johnny.
Yes.
But what really happened is that Otis Hellman killed him and stuffed him down there in that underwater mine.
Maybe.
But why he wants to bring him up again, whatever is left of him...
Buster, I want to use your boat.
Well, sure.
And if Hellman hasn't gone out fishing, has he?
Oh, he's still hanging around down at the dock.
All right, good. Somehow, you've got to keep him from following me.
Well, Hellman's seen you and me together so much, but I can have Jim fill up the fuel tank on Hellman's boat and... Meantime, take out one of his spark plugs, something like that.
Good. He'll have plenty of chances because Hellman will be watching me when I take off.
What are you going to do?
A little skin diving up at the end of that cove. And don't be surprised at what I may bring up.
still at the dock, and I thought he kept his eyes only on me as I piled the skin diving stuff into Buster's boat. Meantime, Jim went through the motions of fueling up his motor. Then I took off and with the throttle wide open, drove up the lake to the long L-shaped cove. At the end of it, where the deep hole was, I tied up to an overhanging rock, put on swim trunks, faceplate, slippers, and tank, and gently let myself over the side. I've done a lot of skin diving here and there, but this was something new. The bright desert sunlight from above filtered through the clear, cool water and blended almost eerily the colors of the rocks in the narrow canyon that made this little cove, where the tremendous forces of nature over millions of years had stood up in the very face of the earth, had melted, then cooled and crushed and twisted the rocks into strange and wonderful shapes. And the fish, bass and crappie and bluegill, even a lazy old carp, they watched me without fear as I glided down beside them, moved gently aside, then followed me. A huge catfish casually turned aside as I flipped on the powerful beam of the headlamp. I could almost imagine a look of disdain on his face as he spied this alien being from the world above. And then I found what I was looking for. The entrance to the old Kirkman mine, carefully boarded up. But I managed to pry one of the boards loose. And I found a package wrapped in heavy plastics with a heavy coating of wax. But I could see the color of money inside. I swam back up to the surface with it, to the shadow I thought was Buster's boat. Tossing off my gear, I flung it and the package into the boat and grabbed the gun.
Don't bother about coming aboard, Mr. Dollar.
Wow. Mr. Help.
I convinced Jim that he should replace the spark plug in my motor that you had him removed.
Well, good for you.
You saved me a lot of trouble, Dollars, locating and recovering the money for me. Now that I have it...
Look, if you'll aim that thing the other way...
Did you also find the remains of Oscar Kirkman down there?
Now, listen, Hellman...
It don't matter. After I've killed you, you're going to join him down there with his anchor tied to your feet. Thanks again, Mr... Oh, no, you...
I kicked with all I had and overturned the boat. As he entered the water, Hellman fired again. A concussion hit his throat, but he dropped the gun, and with the help of the fins of my feet, I was able to turn him, to grab him around the neck and drag him down. I had taken a deep breath before capsizing his boat, and he was an older man than I. But it seemed like hours before he finally quit struggling, and with my lungs almost bursting, I carried him back up to the surface. He was still alive, but harmless. Buster, bless his heart, had been worried when he saw Hellman follow me up the lake. So he had borrowed a boat and was waiting for us there at the end of the cove. Otis Hellman? Well, that's up to the court. The money, of course, all $60,000 of it will go back to the company. Well, expense account total, including all the incidentals I could think of and a couple of days of good fishing, $650.85. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Here's our star to tell you about next week's story. Next week, a call from an old friend. Yeah. To meet with death in the desert. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Barney Phillips, Sam Edwards, Bartlett Robinson, Horace Lewis, and Ralph Moody. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Jim Matthews speaking. Johnny Dollar. Yeah.
Well?
You get my report on the big robbery case out here?
Yes. It looks to me like you've done yourself proud again. Only if you're still there, how come your expense account included transportation back here to Hartford?
I'm afraid I got a little ahead of myself, Pat.
Or maybe just padded a bit before you actually spent the money. Is that it?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I think we can overlook it this time. After all, you recovered something over $400,000 that was stolen from that store.
Well,
let's say I found out where it went.
Well, that's the same. What? You mean to say you didn't get that money back?
Not yet.
Oh, but Johnny. Now, look.
Oh, no, don't come unglued, Pratt. I know where the money is. At least I'm pretty sure I do.
Johnny, so
it's
help
aboard old man McNair's yacht on the lee of a point off the Canadian shore of Lake Erie.
Now, listen.
But with the big storm that's raging up over Lake Erie, well, it's impossible to go out and get him.
Who's them?
An employee, an ex-employee of the Emporium, the guy who took the money,
Yeah, but you
and his
said-
pal who helped him get away with it.
Well, now, you wait until that storm is over, and by that time they'll be 100 miles away.
I'll be hidden away in some little cove there on the Canadian shore.
Be what? What was that?
Nothing, Pratt. Now, listen, I'll keep on it.
You'd better.
I'll bring him back here and the money or die in the attempts.
You fail to get that money back, and I'll gladly attend your funeral.
Yeah, okay, Pratt. I'll stay with it.
Believe me, Johnny, you'd better.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, Mr. Pratt McCracken. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Further in Buffalo matter. What I hadn't told Pratt over the phone was that the last minute the Coast Guard had stepped in, forbidden me to go after those crooks in a rented subchaser after all. And you know something? Because of that storm, I'm afraid they were right. In spite of the fact I'd already paid for that boat and could only get half of it back. I'll put that down as a credit on this expense account. After all, it's on my American Express credit card. Anyhow, all I could do was sit around my hotel room and wait for the storm to quit. Yeah, sit and wait. Come in.
Well, Dollar?
Oh, hi, Mr. McNair.
So you couldn't go after those criminals because of this storm.
Well, sir, just as soon as it lets
That's
up...
no reason for them to get away. Not with my $400,000. $421,216.
Yeah, look, Mr. McNair,
Quite frankly, that amount of money doesn't mean very much to me. But to coin a phrase, it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah, sure.
So how can you sit idly here in this hotel and... Well, have you got in touch with the Canadian authorities?
Yes, sir. And they can't do any more than we can. Also, there's a kind of ticklish international situation here.
What international situation?
Well, if by any chance I should be wrong...
Be wrong? About what?
Well, look, after all, the only evidence against John Harker and his pals so far is the circumstantial count.
I thought you were absolutely certain they took the money.
I am, as sure as I can be, until I get my hands on that money.
I had all the faith in the world in John Harker. Then you came along and destroyed it. Destroyed it with your theory that he and some friend of his committed that robbery.
Mr. McNair.
Well, just let me tell you something, young man. You go out there to wherever he is on my yacht, and you find him. But when you do, you'd better also find proof that he stole that money.
I'll do everything I can.
Because if you don't, if you or anybody else finds out that he is innocent, Dollar, I'll ride you out of Buffalo on a rail.
Yeah, at this point I was feeling real good, real happy. Everybody was being so nice to me. I was just about to blow expense account item 7 on room service for a bottle of scotch and a couple of quarts of soda when the phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
Murphy at the Coast Guard, Dollar.
Yeah, Murph.
Look, I'm still sorry about having had to stop your chase across the lake, but the old man would have had my scalp.
It's all right, Murph. Nothing you can do about it.
Anyhow, if you've been following the radio reports on that storm, well, you might have got yourself into a lot of trouble out there.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you'd never been able to board a yacht in it anyway.
So, you have any ideas?
Yeah, I just received a report from our meteorological station.
Oh.
That storm's going down just about as fast as it built up. So if you want me to arrange a boat for you to go out there, just as soon as we deem it safe.
Why?
What?
Well, the minute the storm is over, the boys in that yacht will start moving. After all, they got $400,000 they've got to stash away somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So by the time I could sail over to where they've been riding out the storm, Lord knows where they could get to.
Yeah, but now, Dollar.
But now, wait a minute. Yeah, Murph, I just got me a wild idea. Wild enough to work.
Oh?
The storm is breaking up now?
It's beginning to.
Then, mister, by the time that yacht is able to get underway, I'm going to be right on top of those guys.
Huh? How, Dollar?
Just remember what I said. Right on top of them. Expense account item 7, $3.25 for a taxi out to the municipal airport. Along the way, I noticed the rain was letting up, the wind was dying down. At one side of the airport, I found exactly what I was looking for. Within a couple of minutes, was in a little office talking with Tinker Barnum, owner of the Barnum Flying Service.
Sure, Dollar. Complete equipment for it. Winch, line, slings, everything.
Good.
You see, we not only give a lot of demonstrations, instruction, that sort of thing, but now and then the Coast Guard calls on us to help with an actual rescue at sea.
What'd you say your price is?
$300. That includes me at the controls.
Okay, then it's a deal.
Okay, we'll take off just as soon as the wind goes down a few more knots.
Oh, sorry, Tink. We got to take off right away.
But if the wind starts blowing up again...
It won't, and I got that straight from the Coast Guard.
You're sure of that?
I'm sure, so let's go.
Well, I don't know if the tower will give me clearance.
Then forget the tower.
Well, now, wait a minute.
400?
But I could lose my license, Dollar, get in a lot of trouble.
Well, there's nothing else taking off from the field right now.
I know. But that flight that just came in had a pretty rough time of it.
Tell the tower it's an emergency, a rescue operation if you have to, but please, let's get going.
Now, listen. It could be very dangerous.
All right, that's a chance we'll have to take. 500? 550?
Keep talking.
Well, after all, it's $400,000 this thing.
What?
$600. Take it or leave it.
Okay, Dollar, let's go out and warm up the old windmill.
Attaboy. It was my first ride in a helicopter, and, brother, what an introduction. I've been aboard regular planes in rough weather lots of times, but the way that wind tossed us around, picked us up and let us down, and with nothing but the broad wind-chopped surface of Lake Erie below us. Well, it was an experience, to say the least. For the first half hour, Tink was fighting the controls every inch of the way under the gray, ominous scudding clouds that raced by overhead. Then, all of a sudden, the clouds left us. The sun came out in all its glory, the most welcome sight I've seen in years, and the air calmed down. Then finally standing out clearly under us was the Canadian shoreline.
Look ahead, Dollar. Over to the left a bit.
Yeah, Tink?
That neck of land, that peninsula sticking out into the lake.
Yeah, I see it.
Long Point.
And the yacht was supposed to be riding out the storm in the lee of it.
I don't see it. The lee side would be the...
But I do. Look, moving along the far side of the point.
That's a cruiser, Johnny. But is it the right one?
Come on, take us down to her.
Right.
Meantime, I'll get the sling ready so you can drop me down at the deck.
Right.
I still don't know how Tink figured he could pilot that helicopter and at the same time lower me to the deck of the yacht, that he could handle a winch. But he swore he'd done it before in rescue operations, and he could do it again. He made a couple of close passes, and I was able to identify John Harker at the helm, a tough-looking character standing beside him. So it had to be McNair's yacht. Then I suddenly realized there were not only two of them, but they both knew who I was, knew all about my interest in the robbery. I could be at a slight disadvantage.
Sure, Dollar. They'd shoot you dead before you even hit the deck.
Tink, I can't remember when a lie has ever paid off or even worked. I've got to try one this time.
Well, listen, we could simply keep a line on them, find out where they go.
Yeah? And what happens when this X-Beater runs out of gas?
Yeah. Oh, well, I can radio the Canadian Coast Guard.
No. By the time they get through the necessary red tape to hold those boys and get here from wherever their nearest station is.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, then, Johnny, open the door. Use this megaphone.
Thanks.
Here. I'll hang around over them.
Right.
Arthur! Arthur! He's cut his power and cupped the hand to his ear.
Arthur! This is Johnny Dollar. You hear me? You hear me all right? Wave with your right hand.
It's okay. He can hear you.
McNair wants you to know the police have found the man who did the robbery. They've got him down.
He waves okay.
Yeah.
Arthur! They haven't found the money yet. McNear says you will have to cross Center Bridge, and the freights are on the way to Rosedale.
Hey, what was that, Johnny?
You get that, Harker? I said that... Look, I'll drop on down there. Stop your engines, and I'll drop down to your deck on a line. You get that?
Emotion's okay, Johnny, to come ahead.
Then set me down there, Tinker, and make it gentle, will you?
You got your gun real handy?
Right.
I still don't like this, but down you go.
Swinging around under that copter, hoping I'd hit the deck of the boat below was no fun. It was a pretty small target, and the yacht was still bobbing heavily. But Tink was an expert, and a couple of minutes later I saw the deck slowly coming up to me.
Slower! Slower! Coming down too fast. That's it. That's more like it. Glad to see you, Dollar.
Can't you steady that boat a little? Better give me a hand when I get down there.
Sure. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. Come on.
Get ready to pull the release cord, Johnny. Steady now. Steady. There you go.
What a way to make a living.
Nice work, Dollar. Let me give you a hand.
Thank you.
Yes, while Billy here takes your gun away from you.
Oh, no, you don't.
I got it, baby. Now, just one funny move, Dollar, and I'll pull this trigger. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah. Just one funny move. Okay, Harker, now what? You know something, Billy? I think it might be a very good idea for you to pull that trigger anyway. All right, frisk him, Billy. Make sure Dollar hasn't got another gun on him.
That's just what I'm doing, baby. Just what I'm doing. And it's all right. He's clean now.
What did you take me for, Dollar? A fool? Did you think I'd be crazy enough to believe what you were shouting down from that helicopter, whatever it was?
Well, as a matter of fact, Harker, most of it was double talk.
And did you think I'd believe that old fool McNair sent you out here?
Yeah, that's a laugh. That tight-fisted old coot.
All right, shut up, Billy. For that story, the police had gunned down the man who stole the money from the Emporium. Don't make me laugh.
You like to see that money before you go, Dollar? Like to run your fingers over 400 G's?
Yeah, Billy. Why not?
Well, it's all stashed away in that chain lock up for it. But you ain't never going to see. You're never going to see anything anymore. Can I kill him now, Harker? Can I, huh?
No, wait.
Huh?
Stop waving that gun around. That helicopter gets out of sight.
Okay, sure. Well, what's it hanging around for?
I don't know. Dollar, get below the cabin. You stay here, Billy, but keep that gun on through the door where that flyboy can't see it if he comes any closer.
Sure. Go ahead, Dollar.
Sure. Why not?
Now, you just sit right there on that bunk and don't make a move, you understand? Because all I got to do is pull the trigger in here, and neither you pile up from that chopper nor nobody else is going to know it. Has he gone away yet, Harker? No. No, he's circling around again. Well, make a sign to him then. Make a sign everything's okay. Go ahead, Harker. That'll set him away.
You just keep Dollar under control.
Now, don't you worry about him. You just go ahead and signal that chopper. Okay, up there. Everything's okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Look, you see? I told you that to get rid of him. Yeah, there he goes. And maybe I better start digging up something that'll make Dollar sink to the bottom. What? Well, you know, the lead I'm going to fill him with might not be enough. You see what I mean?
Yeah, very funny. Go ahead. Only watch him. He's tricky.
I can handle him, baby.
Wait.
Why, what's the matter?
That copter's coming back again.
Well, I'll shoot him down. I can hit him.
Oh, no, you won't.
Then get us underway. Give her the power and get us underway. Then that guy'll know everything's okay.
Maybe you're right. I'll try it.
During all the talk, I sat there on the bunk looking into the muzzle of Billy's 38, knowing these were desperate men with a lot at stake. That if I made one false move, he wouldn't hesitate to pull the trigger. Even if he took the gun off me for a couple of seconds, there was nothing in reach I could use for a weapon, could even pick up and throw at him.
Good work, Billy. Chopper's going away again.
I told you so. Can I shoot him now? Can I kill him?
I better wait a couple minutes more to make sure.
Well, I'll find some chain or something to tie around and make him sink.
In the locker, under that bunk you got him sitting on.
Okay. All right now, Dollar. Get off of that bunk and walk up to the front of the cabin. Go ahead. Don't forget I've got this gun on.
Yeah, the copter was going back to shore. Time was running out. Then I saw them. A duplicate set of controls there at the front of the cabin. Steering wheel, throttle, everything.
Go ahead, Dollar. Keep your hands up over your head. Up high.
Rising off the bunk, my hands over my head, I half stumbled as though from the motion from the boat. I lurched against the wheel and grabbed it and swung it hard a port.
Hey!
The boat swung around crazily.
Hey! What do you think you did? Hey, let go of that wheel!
Lousy shot, Billy!
What's the matter? Billy! Billy, what's happened down there?
Plenty, Harker. And if you want some of the same...
Wrong, Dollar. Dead wrong. Because I have a gun, too. Not another cent.
I see what you mean.
Too bad you didn't take Billy's when you... Billy? Billy?
Okay, Harker. I'm okay. But if you think I'm going to wait any longer to kill this guy, you're crazy.
Okay, Billy. Go ahead and kill him. You don't,
Hey,
I will.
No, look. That cop.
What?
What's coming right at us? It'll smash into us.
Stop him. Shoot him.
You bet I will.
No, you fool. The pilot and the cop to the flyboy. Shoot him.
Right.
My last chance. They turned to fire at Tinker up in the copter. I lunged against Billy, shoved him over the side. By the time Harker turned to fire at me, I was on top of him, swinging with everything I had.
Oh, I'll kill you.
Oh, brother. What a rest. Oh.
All right, Johnny. Okay.
Okay, Tinker. Okay. You want to pick up what's left of Billy out there in the water?
Sure, Johnny. After all, that's what I told the tower this was the rescue operation. See you back in Buffalo.
Yeah, like Billy had said, the stolen money, all of it, was stashed away in the Ford chain locker. So after tying up Harker with all the line I could find, I started the engine of that beautiful yacht. But then suddenly realized, put it this way. If Tinker and his copter hadn't stayed with me, so help me, I'd never have found my way back to Buffalo. So, expense account total, including an even $1,000 for Tinker Barnum, and please don't argue about it, plus the trip back to Hartford, plus the previous charges you haven't yet paid me for, $1,800 even. And believe me, it's a bargain. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, two beautiful girls. One of them a sweetheart, and one of them a killer. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Bartlett Robinson, James McCallion, Dick Crenna, Junius Matthews, and Gil Stratton. This is Jim Matthews speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny? Better come flying out here just about as fast as you can.
Who's that?
Johnny, this is Red.
Yeah, Red who?
Well, you know, your favorite fishing guide.
Red Barrett?
That's right.
Lake Mojave Resort out in Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Well, Red, you old scalawag, how are you, and how's the fishing?
Just great. That is, if you know where the good holes are.
And believe me, you do.
Now, that's really a fact, Johnny. I really do. I guess I'm the best fishing guide this country ever saw.
Yeah, and I suppose you think it's time I made another trip out there and tangle with some of those beautiful lunker bass.
Well, now, Johnny...
It's no good, Red. I just can't do it.
Now, you listen.
The way the work is piled up on me, I'm just about going crazy. I've been trying to get away for some kind of a vacation for weeks now, but I just can't do it.
Sounds to me like you need it, too.
Yeah, it's been a tough year, no let up at all. Pat McCracken over at Universal Adjustment Bureau, half a dozen of my other contacts. They've been begging me to take some time off, but I just can't, Red. I'm not on a regular payroll. I'm a freelance, so I have to take on every assignment that's handed me, whether I like it or not.
Look, you mentioned Mr.
No use, Red. So don't make me feel any worse by talking about it.
Me? That was your idea.
Huh?
Did I say anything about fishing until you did?
Oh, now, wait. You mean there's some insurance matter I ought to look into out there?
It was this Pat McCracken you mentioned that said I better call you.
Oh, great. And he's the one who's been after me to take a rest. So, what's happened out there?
That's the thing. It ain't what has, but what's going to happen.
Yeah? Like what? Come on, get to the point, Red.
Well, Johnny, when it does happen, well, it's going to be pretty tragic for Lake Mojave Resort.
You mean somebody's trying to wreck the place? Something like that?
Much worse, Johnny. Much worse.
Well, what is it?
Well, I just don't think I ought to tell you over the phone.
But, Red, unless I know...
And if somebody was to hear me talking to you this way...
Red, look.
And anyhow, you'll find out soon enough when you get here, Johnny. And you won't like it. No, sir.
Red, quit stalling, will you?
Of course, if you just want to sit around up there in Hartford and let a terrible thing like this happen without even raising a finger... Well, I just can't believe you'd do that.
Look, will you stop beating around the bush and... Red? Red.
I can't tell you over the phone. It's too awful.
Now listen, you old goat.
But, Johnny, they say there's an airplane leaves New York City just about 12 o'clock noon.
So what?
So it'll get you in Las Vegas about 9:45 tonight. Okay?
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, just you be sure and be on it. And I know you will.
Oh, now look, I can't...
Goodbye, Johnny.
Red! Ah, if that crazy old coot thinks I'm going to fly all the way out there just because he... And yet, if he was serious...
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavor, full, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The flavor comes right through to you. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
A modern filter? Sure, Winston has it. But that's only the beginning of a Winston. Up front, up where it really counts, Winston packs exclusive filter blend. Light, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. Filter blend. That's why it's fun to smoke Winston, America's best-selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, Mr. Pat McCracken. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Red Mystery matter. That crazy phone call from Red Barrett. I know that wild old character pretty well. I'm fully aware of his faculty for stretching the truth, making a couple of mountains out of a molehill or two. And once or twice before, I'd wound up making the trip across the country just to wet a fishing line with him. And yet, those other times I'd fallen for his gag, I'd run headlong into serious insurance matters. Trouble with a capital T. And if he really meant what he said about something terrible impending at Lake Mojave Resort, well, there was one way to find out. Expense account item 1, $153, plane fare, Hartford to New York to Las Vegas, Nevada. The awesome beauty of the clear night sky over the desert, with its billions of stars twinkling in the black sky above, is something I'll never tire of. The stars seem close enough to reach out and touch them. As the plane hit the glide path down to the landing strip at the south end of Las Vegas, the myriad, many-colored lights of the city winked and sparkled like the lights on a gigantic Christmas tree. Yeah, from the air, Las Vegas, the fabulous city of chance, is just plain beautiful. I'd like to have stuck around Vegas for a while and tried my hand at some of the casinos and clubs along the gambler's alley they call the Strip, but I had other things to do. So, item 2 was $50 deposited on a rental car. And within minutes after the plane landed, I was heading south and east across the desert, down toward Davis Dam, down to Lake Mojave Resort. The desert, mile after mile of nothing but sand and sagebrush and Joshua trees, of tumbleweed and cactus, of high plateaus and broad windswept mesas. Here and there, the skeleton of some animal was perished in the remorseless, terrible summer sun. And then suddenly in the middle of it, the life-giving waters of Lake Mojave. At the south end of the lake, just above Davis Dam, is the resort, with its clean, comfortable motel, a good restaurant, tackle shop, and dock. Everything to warm the heart of a fisherman. Yeah, and in the bright light of the moon, I could see the lake itself, calm as a mill pond. That meant that unlike the cold and snow I'd left back east, here it was warm and perfect weather for fishing. It took a bit of self-control to keep from driving right on down to the dock. Instead, I circled the driveway to the office. As I pulled up to a stop, in spite of the hour, someone came out to greet me. It was my old friend Buster Favor, general factotum at the resort.
Yes, sir? Can I help you?
Yeah, Buster, I think you can.
What? Why, it's Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, none other. Hiya, Buster.
Johnny, it's a miracle.
I don't see why. When I get word there's trouble around here.
Oh, then you know, huh?
Buster, I only know that something is about...
Even the police haven't had a chance to get over here yet.
The police?
Johnny, I sure hope he's all right, that you can find him.
Yeah, find who?
Why, Red.
Red Barrett?
You mean you didn't know?
Buster, what's happened to him?
Johnny, Red has... Well, he's disappeared.
Oh?
And I could be awfully wrong, but from the looks of things, Johnny...
Wait a minute. You think somebody could have murdered him?
Come on. Take you over to his room. You can see for yourself.
Look, Red phoned me in Hartford, Buster. He told me that...
Think he had some premonition that something was going to happen to him?
Well, that's just it. He didn't seem worried about himself. All he would say was...
It sure looks like he should have been worried, Johnny. Here now.
Holy.
Yeah.
The room, a housekeeping unit, was a shambles. Clothing pulled out of the drawers and closet, as though somebody had ransacked the place looking for something.
That stuff's all part of the uniform as he was wearing while he was working, Johnny. How much personal clothing stuff he had, I don't exactly know. So, if anything...
The furniture, though none of it was actually broken, was overturned and cluttering up the floor. On the electric range in the kitchenette were the pots and pans he'd apparently used to cook his dinner. Some fish bones lay on a plate on the table.
Probably one of the bass he caught this afternoon. Poor old fellow went out fishing as usual, not realizing what was going to happen to him after he came back here and had his supper.
Now, wait a minute, Buster.
Yeah, Johnny?
That he left here in a hurry is pretty obvious.
Or his body was hauled out of here.
But I still don't see anything to indicate he was murdered, or even badly hurt.
Well, look here, then.
Look, Buster, you know as well as I do how unpredictable Red is.
Well, I know,
always getting restless, always talking about going somewhere else, doing something else.
I know, Johnny,
Look, he's told me a dozen times about a gold mine he hoped to go to back there and work someday, 50 or 60 miles north of here, up near Lake Mead. He's told me about offers to work as a guide for other fishing spots.
Johnny...
So what makes you think he didn't just pack up and leave for some other place, some other job?
Without letting us know? And leaving things this way?
Red? Sure he would. So unless you can show me some good... Oh.
Yeah, Johnny. It's blood there on the floor. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it's blood, all right.
It still hasn't even dried either.
Yeah, I see. All right. When did you find he was missing?
When Ham Pratt... Well, do you remember Ham?
The manager of this place, sure.
Well, after supper, Ham came over here to talk to him, and, well, this is what he found.
Do you know of any enemies he may have had?
Red? Oh, no, sir. Of course, all of us used to get out of patience with him now and then. Some of the crazy things he'd do, the wild stories he'd tell, but There wasn't one of us didn't love the crusty old coot. Same thing applied to everybody else who knew him.
Then why? Why would anybody want to do him in?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. But it sure looks like somebody did, Johnny. You can see the evidence yourself.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean by that?
Red's phone call that brought me out here. If he'd thought that he himself was in danger, don't you think he would have said so?
Yeah, I guess Red would have built it up, too. Would have made it sound real dramatic.
Sure he would. But instead he told me something tragic was going to happen to the resort. Like what, Buster?
Like nothing I can possibly think of. But now, Johnny, this blood on the floor.
Yeah. Hey, did Red have a car?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's gone, Johnny. Whoever did whatever they did to him must have used it to carry away his body. The poor old...
Buster! I've just got a lead on it.
Oh, Ham, come in.
You see, I'd phoned everybody up and down the lake to look out for... Johnny!
Ham, how are you?
Buster's told you about Red?
Yeah, and in spite of this so-called evidence around here, I still
Johnny simply doesn't believe that Red was murdered.
But there's blood on the floor, the way things were left around. Or, Johnny, have you some reason for thinking he wasn't?
First, I want some definite reason why he was.
But look... Now, Johnny...
If you want the truth, I think you've both gone overboard about this.
Are you kidding?
Give me a reason. A reason for killing him, for anybody killing him. Just one good reason.
Well, now, Johnny...
Johnny, there's blood on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, this.
What is it, Johnny?
Johnny?
You, haven't called in the police yet?
Oh, I was just about to when you arrived.
Don't you think I'd better call them then right away?
Well, yeah, Johnny, why don't you do that?
No. I've done something better, Johnny. I spread the word up and down the lake, all the way up the Colorado River by telephone. And listen, it's paid off. And that's what I came in here to tell you about.
Well?
I just got word that a car, same description as Red Barrett's, that it was seen pulling off Highway 93 about 33 miles this side of Boulder City.
Oops.
What, Johnny?
You want me to find poor old Red, huh?
Well, of course, if the poor old fella's still alive.
Then maybe I will. And when I do, I have a sneaking suspicion I may have a score to settle with you two.
Now, just a minute, Johnny. If you mean to imply that either of us did him...
I didn't say that.
Well, Johnny, what do you mean?
You don't know, Buster?
Well, if you think you can find Red, and if I can be of any help to you...
No. That's exactly what I don't want.
Well, now, Johnny...
Just let me work out this little mystery myself.
Well, of course.
No help, no interference from either of you.
Johnny, this isn't like you. I don't understand.
You don't, huh?
I swear it.
Yeah? We'll see.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Welcome, recording star Mel Torme.
It's terrible trying to sing with a bad cold. So I always take 4-way cold tablets to relieve cold miseries fast.
Good idea. Tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
When you catch cold, try my way. Take 4-way cold tablets. The fast way to relieve cold distress and feel better quickly.
4-way, only 29 cents.
Now, here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. To get rid of embarrassing dandruff in 3 minutes, change to Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep unsightly dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair, rub in 1 minute. Add water, lather 1 minute. Then rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch and embarrassing dandruff's gone. At the same time, Fitch can brighten hair up to 35%. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today. And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Red Mystery Matter.
Suddenly, things had begun to add up. Yeah, from right in the beginning, when Red had mentioned over the phone that he'd talked with Pat McCracken at Universal Adjustment Bureau. Had Red called Pat, or vice versa? And there was the lamp there in Red's room, apparently knocked to the floor in a struggle. But not even the bulb was broken. The clothes that were left, only the uniforms he'd worn while at work. Was that supposed to mean that the only personal things he had were those he was wearing when he disappeared? Hardly. Then there was that spot of blood on the floor. A fish scale, a single scale in the middle of it. I had no microscope to examine that blood, probably wouldn't have known how to use it anyway. But I had a sneaking suspicion there was something very, yeah. And knowing Red and Ham and Buster and Pat McCracken pretty well. Okay. The first thing I did after Ham and Buster left me alone was to look over the room again. And yes, one parcel of equipment that should have been there was conspicuously absent. I went down to the boat dock and found the old Arkansas Traveler that Red had always used to fish in. It was empty. Absolutely empty of the stuff I knew he always kept in it.
Johnny?
Wow. What are you doing up and around this time of night, Ham?
Oh, just sort of checking up on things.
Yeah? Or checking up on me?
Oh, now, Johnny. You hoping to find some lead on Red there and his boat?
I found exactly what I expected, Ham. Nothing.
I don't understand.
Don't you?
Johnny, what goes with you? You've certainly been acting kind of feisty this trip.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Now, if you feel you have some lead on Red, on what may have happened to him, well...
Yeah, I think I have. And you helped to give it to me.
I did.
But there's no point in following it up till morning.
What is the lead?
No help, no interference, remember?
Okay, Johnny, whatever you say. No use doing anything till morning, eh?
That's right.
Then you,
Well, what?
Oh, I'm just thinking. Remember a couple of moonlight nights like this when you were here before, how you and I took the workboat and a couple of fishing rods, how we plugged those deep coves just above the dam?
Yeah, we took some nice fish out of there, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm going to be blunt with you, Johnny. You aren't yourself. You're a bundle of nerves. Been working too hard?
Yeah, much too hard.
Well, one great cure for that. Why don't we go out there and pick us up a couple of nice bass?
Okay. Why not?
Unless, of course, you feel you ought to do something more about finding Red.
I told you, no more until morning. I also told you I'm sorry, Ham. Let's go fishing.
Sure, Johnny. I understand.
Yeah, I guess you do. Maybe I had been a little feisty, as Ham had put it. And he was right about the fishing out there in the smooth black water with the bright moonlight overhead. When those 2 6-pounders hit my lure and I carefully played them into the boat, believe me, they did more to bring me back to normal than anything else in the world could have. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept like a baby. Then, first thing in the morning, well, the whole thing really wasn't too hard to figure out. Red was a fisherman every day of his life. But I'd found no sign of his tackle there in the room or in the boat he'd always used. In other words, no matter how or why he'd left, he himself must have taken those things with him. Also his personal clothes and stuff, but naturally not the uniforms that belonged to the resort. The blood on the floor from one of the bass he'd had for dinner, carefully put there after he'd turned the room inside out. As for his whereabouts, Ham had given me the clue when he told me Red's car had been seen at the highway turnoff 33 miles south of Boulder City. That turnoff led to only one place, a fishing camp at the lower end of Lake Mead, known as Temple Bar. And when I got there, sure enough, waiting for me in his outboard beside the dock, Red Barrett.
All ready for you, Johnny.
Why, Red, you rascal.
Got an extra rod and reel and a bucket of live bait. You and me'll go out there and slay him. Get in, Johnny. Get in.
Sure, Red, why not?
That's a boy. Here we go. Yeah, I just knew a smart man like you could track me down.
Hey, you're working here now, huh?
Well, I got kind of restless and thought maybe I'd make a change. And as long as Ham Pratt was willing...
Then Ham was in on this plot to get me out here.
Why, sure he was.
And the terrible things to happen at Lake Mojave?
Why, of course, Johnny. They've lost me, haven't they?
You old son of a gun. Hey, Buster in on it, too?
No, Ham's probably telling him about it right now. Probably showing him the letter he got from Mr. McCracken.
McCracken? Pat McCracken?
Yeah. Now, maybe you better read this one that he wrote to me. First part's just the usual howdy-do's, but here.
And read. I'm convinced a man can take only so much, even Johnny Dollar. And I'm afraid that unless he gets some rest and
Relaxation, he'll crack up one of these days. So if you and Ham Pratt can somehow contrive to get him out there for some of that fishing he loves so much, go to it. If he catches on, if he starts worrying about the expense, tell him it's on the house. Tell him... tell him Merry Christmas. Sincerely yours.
Well, God bless Pat McCracken. As for you, Red, you old reprobate...
Johnny, there's a hole over near the gyp beds where there's an old 10-pounder laying under a rock, just waiting for you and me.
Brother, let's go. A very wise man once said that the time a man spends in fishing is never deducted from his lifespan. And you know something? I, for one, am convinced that he was right. So, well, Merry Christmas to you all, too. All of you. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Every year, some Christmas celebrations are ruined by fire. A little precaution can prevent a Christmas fire from happening in your home. First of all, make sure your tree is on a firm foundation so it can't fall over. Then be sure to use only approved lighting. Wiring that's frayed may be dangerous. Replace it. Never use lighted candles. Let all the glow of Christmas come from within, not from fire. With a safe Christmas plan, here's an idea for Christmas giving.
Almost Christmas, no time to lose. Lots and lots of gifts to choose. Give him,
Give her
a gift set by Yardley.
For her an array of all new Yardley gifts, $1.50 to $13.50. A Yardley Red Roses Spray Mist and Soap Set, $3.50. All prices plus tax. Yardley.
Give him,
Give her
a gift set by Yardley.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a man, a girl, and a gangster. That's right. They add up to trouble. For me. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Forrest Lewis, Barney Phillips, Alan Reed Sr., and Lawrence Dobkin. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Coverly speaking.
Now stay tuned for Suspense, which follows next on the CBS Radio Network.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is Pat McCracken at Universal Adjustment Bureau.
Well, hiya, Pat. How you doing this bright and sunny afternoon? Pat?
Alvin Peabody Cartwright.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
He's called you.
Yeah, he called
He has a problem.
Well, hasn't he always?
Big emergency.
That's right.
Which means that you have a problem.
Oh, no. We haven't, Johnny. You have.
Oh, well, now, Pat, let's talk about this, huh?
Why does the company pass all his frantic, fantastic problems on to us?
So that you can pass them on to me?
Yeah?
Sure, so that I can collect all those fancy fees and commissions. Have an excuse to pad out the little old expense account.
Now, Johnny.
After all, when you're serving a client as important as he is, why, hang the expense.
Oh, then you finally admit it.
Huh?
It's only because of the dough you collect that you put up with that wild, wacky old coot.
No, wait, that isn't true.
Oh, it isn't, huh?
Well, I freely admit I've made a lot of money handling his problems over the years, a real sackful.
Yeah?
But more important, I've grown to like Alvin P. And I feel kind of sorry for him and all the messes he gets himself into.
Uh-huh.
So, if he's having trouble again, if I can give him a hand...
The heck with the expense account.
Right.
Good. That'll save the company a lot of money.
No, wait a minute. I didn't mean that.
Oh, well, I wish you did. Cartwright's cost us plenty. More than any other client of any other company we act for.
Would you rather he took his insurance somewhere else?
Right.
Maybe I can arrange it.
No. Wait a minute. I didn't mean that. Now, listen, Johnny.
Okay, I'm listening.
Drive on up to Lakewood and see him, will you? Right away?
He particularly asked for me?
You know he did. He always does. So will you do it?
Yeah, sure, Pat. Only what's his problem this time?
Johnny, I don't know.
Huh? But you said he called you.
That's right.
And he didn't tell you?
Sure he did.
Well?
Well, he told me one thing, told the insurance company something else. Heaven only knows what he'll tell you. Is there anything unusual about that?
Nope, not a thing.
So go ahead, Johnny. Go over and see him. Get him off my neck.
Patrick, that I will.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the intriguing adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Are you smoking more now, but enjoying it less? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. Are you looking for flavor and mildness? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
If you're smoking more today, but enjoying it less, try Camels. The Camel blend of costly Turkish and domestic tobaccos has never been equal for rich flavor, easygoing mildness, real smoking satisfaction every time you light up. The best tobacco makes the best smoke.
Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
And now Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Universal Adjustment Bureau Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the merry-go-round matter. Doing a job for Alvin Peabody Cartwright was like riding a merry-go-round, a shoot-the-chutes, a roller coaster, and a razzle-dazzle all in one. Anyhow, expense account item one, $4 for a tank full of gas, and hoping the snowplows had cleared off the highway, I headed north to Lakewood. In my humble estimation, Lakewood is one of the prettiest little towns in all of New England, especially in the wintertime. The Cartwright place where the old man lives by himself is on top of a low hill beside the lake. 3 or 4 acres, I'd say, with plenty of elms and towering oak trees guarding the sprawling old mansion. And now, at dusk, with a soft blanket of snow on everything, a group of skaters gliding gracefully over the frozen lake, and a horse-drawn sleigh loaded with happy kids circling around the edge of the lake. Well, it was mighty nice. Peaceful, too. Yeah, it was good being out here in the country again, breathing deep of the crisp, cold air. I felt real good. And I hoped the problem at hand would be no more serious than most of those that were handed to me by Mr. Cartwright. Hiya.
Well, don't just stand there letting in the cold. Don't you know it costs a lot of money to heat a place like this?
Yeah, I'll bet it does. Well, how are you?
And did you stop the snow off your feet?
Yeah, I think I
Don't
did.
want you tracking up the house. Now, what can I do for you, Mr.
What?
Huh? Why, it's Johnny Dollar. Oh, and I know it's a little late, but Merry Christmas, Johnny. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, thanks, Mr. Cartwright. Same to you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down, boy. Just throw your things here in the hall rack, will you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I knew you'd come. And so I saved it for you. Right in here, Johnny.
Yeah, save what, sir?
Saved what? Saved what? Why, your Christmas present, of course.
You mean to say that's why you...
Here you are, Johnny.
Oh, well, now, listen.
Go ahead. Open it up and see if you like it.
Oh, okay, but now you shouldn't. Holy smoke.
Well, do you?
These are diamonds on this
Of
thing?
course they are. What do you think it is? A piece of junk?
Oh, no, this is too much, Mr.
I don't
Cartwright.
see why, Johnny. Everybody should carry his money in a bill clip. Everybody. Just think how it will impress the folks.
But a bill clip studded with genuine diamonds.
Well, do you like it?
Well, sure. Well, I don't know how to thank you,
You don't
sir.
need to, boy. You don't need to. If you like it, that's all that counts. So, Merry Christmas. Use it in good health. And before you go, yes, let me wish you a Happy New Year, too. Belatedly.
Yeah, well, thanks. You mean this is the only reason you call me up here?
Oh, of course not, Johnny. Can't you see I'm in trouble? Terrible problem. Terrible.
Better tell me all about it, then.
Come, Johnny, and I'll show you. And I hope to heaven you can help me with this.
Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Welcome, recording star Mel Torme.
It's terrible trying to sing with a bad cold. So I always take 4-way cold tablets to relieve cold miseries fast.
Good idea. Tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
When you catch cold, try my way. Take 4-way cold tablets. The fast way to relieve cold distress and feel better quickly.
4-way, only 29 cents.
Now, here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. Had dandruff for years? Now get rid of it in 3 minutes with Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep unsightly dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair. Rub in 1 minute. Add water, lather 1 minute. Then rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch. Embarrassing dandruff's gone. Fitch can also leave hair up to 35% brighter. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today. And now, Act two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the merry-go-round matter.
Better tell me what it's all about, Mr. Cartwright.
What it's all about? My nice new art gallery. What else? Now, come along.
You have an art gallery now?
Johnny, ever since I went over to Paris last summer and saw that Louvre place with all those pretty things in it, I decided I'd better have an art gallery, too. Maybe not as big, but with everything just as good.
Well, the Louvre has some pretty valuable things.
And by spending a bit of money, I have some things that even the Louvre couldn't get. Here, I'll turn on the light. Now then, how do you like it?
Wow. The gallery was 50 or 60 feet long, maybe 30 feet wide, with a high vaulted ceiling. A floor of solid marble. The tall, narrow windows were all of beautiful stained glass. Around the walls were some of the finest paintings I've ever seen.
That's a Romney, Johnny. A genuine Romney. And you see this Matisse over here? And how about this Van Gogh?
There were statues and various other sculptures, beautiful tapestries, valuable urns and vases, rare pieces of jewelry, and, well, just about everything you could think of. Cartwright must have poured millions into this place, and all within the space of only a few months.
Isn't it nice, Johnny?
Unbelievable.
And when I get tired of it, it's showing it off to people. Then I'll give all these pretty things to that big museum over in Hartford. I think they'll like them, too. Don't you?
Oh, sure. But I can see your problem, all right.
Problem? What problem?
The reason you asked for me to come here.
Well, of course I did.
Because of the possibility of theft.
Theft? It was robbery. And, Johnny, you've got to solve it for me.
You mean it's already happened?
Of course it has. Why do you think I sent for you?
What's been taken?
One of the most valuable things in my whole collection. A sacred painting, a holy picture. Only it was more than just a picture. It was an icon, Johnny. It was encrusted with emeralds and rubies.
How big was it, Mr. Cartwright?
It was 9 inches high and about 4 inches wide. Very heavy. It was hanging on the wall under that light, right there. Johnny, it was worth over $90,000.
A thing as valuable as that hanging right out in the open?
So that people could see it?
Yeah, and small enough to be hidden away under an overcoat.
Well, yes, that's why. So I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, I'm afraid you had it coming, Mr. Cartwright. You're lucky that Moore isn't missing.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean you alone in this place with all these valuable objects of art.
Yeah, but
and letting
John,
all sorts of people in to see them.
Well, pretty things like these have to be seen to be appreciated.
Well, did you ever screen any of the people you let in here?
You think for 1 minute the kind of people who would come to admire these nice things would ever steal anything?
Somebody did.
Oh, yes, it did. Yes, I guess you're right, but you were wrong about my being in here alone when it happened.
What do you mean?
Every day, Johnny, during the hours people were allowed to come in and look at my things, I had a guard on duty all the time.
Oh, a registered peace officer?
Well, no, he just happened to be the first man who answered my ad.
Oh, great. Where is he now?
Well, after this happened yesterday, I suppose it was unkind of me, but I let him go. I telephoned him this morning, told him not to bother coming back, and I sent him a check for $200. Just severance pay.
In other words, you paid him for robbing you. You know where he lives? Anything about him?
Yes, you know, I have his address in town.
Okay, then you better give it to me.
And he wasn't the only precaution I took, sir. You see, I never let more than one person come here into the gallery at a time. And I always stayed with him. Always.
So?
It was getting late. The guard was about to leave. But there was a knock on the door. And so I answered it.
Uh-huh.
And who do you think was there?
I'll bite. Who?
A sweet little old man. He was all dressed in rags.
Oh.
He said he'd heard about the icon and he'd like to see it.
Yeah.
So I showed him in here.
And did you stay with him?
Well, no, because just then there was another knock on the door. And who do you suppose it was?
Okay, who this time?
Johnny! It was Jonathan.
Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan Peebles.
Oh, yeah.
My oldest and dearest friend. He lives down in New York.
Oh, yes, I remember him now.
Yes, you're the oldest, most loyal friend I have.
Yeah, sure. He was the one who gave me a hand that time we all thought you were lost at sea. A bit of an eccentric, though.
Aren't we all?
Well...
Yes, well, anyhow, it was Jonathan. And, of course, he gave me the usual lecture.
Lecture?
Oh, you know, the sort of thing that you would.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You know about it being wrong for me to have all these valuable things here in my home and being alone at night and maybe somebody might break in and try to kill me and get at them and that sort of nonsense.
Nonsense, huh? Now, you listen to me, Mr. Cartwright.
Anyhow, as we were about to come in here to the gallery, I saw that the old man was leaving. So naturally, I stayed out there at the front door to say goodbye to him. And to have the guard look him over, kind of, and pat his clothes and so forth. But then, Johnny, Johnny, that poor old man.
What happened?
He tripped over the door sill and had a terrible fall. Well, the guard helped him up and made sure he wasn't badly hurt. And, well, I just gave him a few dollars just in case. And I had the guard drive him back to town.
Uh-huh. And then you found the icon was gone.
It was Jonathan who came out and asked me what I'd done with it. And, Johnny, when I looked and it wasn't there, and I was so upset, the first thing this morning, I put in that call for you.
Well, that's probably too late to do any good, but give me the address of that guard you had on here and tell me what he and the old man look like.
Yeah, right. Well, the guard's name is Gummy.
Is what?
Well, that's right. It's Gummy O'Banion.
Gummy O'Banion? What's the matter with you, anyhow?
Well,
Don't you remember? Gummy O'Banion was mixed up in more rackets down in New York in the old days.
Of course I remember
then
that.
Why under the sun
he
would you...
assured me that he's through with all that he's gone straight and he's retired.
And he's the one you picked for a guard? Oh, brother.
Surely you don't think that Gummy...
No. You want to bet? You know something? I'm glad that Mr. Cartwright didn't want to bet. As I said before, any case where he's involved, well, you can bank on just one thing. The solution isn't going to come from any logical process of deduction or series of sensible clues. It's going to come from way out in left field. And believe me, that's exactly what happened on this one.
Constipation is something people don't talk much about, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, It's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Now, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say. A laxative should be effective, gentle, as close to natural acting as possible, and a medicine that can be used with complete confidence. Well, pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is gentle. Next morning, it gives you the closest thing to natural action. And that's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight.
Is X-Lax in your medicine cabinet?
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The address of Gummy O'Banion turned out to be little more than a shack at the south end of town. But there was a light inside, so I parked well on down the street, then pulled a peeping Tom act at the window the light was coming from. The window was slightly ajar. Inside, sitting at a bare wooden table, guzzling beer, were O'Banion and a ragged-looking little old man. On the table between them was a stack of bills. Not only 10s and 20s, but I spotted several 50s among them as they pawed them over.
I didn't know they could have picked up easy money like this. I would have went legit long before I did.
Yeah, Gummy?
And you know what?
What, Gummy?
Old Cartwright says he's sending me 200 severance, too. What do you think of that, Doc?
200?
That's right. So, with that and all this dough the other guy gives us for that act we pulled at the front door...
Other guy?
Why, Doc, you and me won't have to work for months.
That's pretty good, huh, Gummy?
Yeah, Doc, that's pretty good.
Well, then open me up another bottle of that beer, huh?
Sure. There. But, Doc, I still don't get it. Why that other guy wanted us to make all that fuss for him there at the front door. You falling down and me helping you up and all.
A diversion, they call it, whatever that means.
Diversion.
Diversion?
Yeah, and what'd you say his name is, the one that give us the dough, huh?
Oh, crazy kind of name. Reminds me of a church like Steeple, only it wasn't.
I didn't wait to hear that name. I didn't need to. Because things had suddenly begun to add up the wrong way. Instead of disturbing the two lucky gentlemen, I got back into my car and drove hard. And I didn't stop until I got all the way down to New York, to a fancy apartment building on East 52nd Street. It was well after midnight, and the uniformed doorman was half asleep and a little grumpy about it all.
Look, where do you think I am? Your brother's keeper or whatever it is they say? And that crazy old man.
And you have no idea at all where he might be, huh?
Your name ain't Dollar, is it?
What'd you say?
I asked, is your name Dollar's all?
Yeah, that's right, Johnny Dollar. Why?
Well, why don't you say so? Here, old Coot left this note for you.
He what?
Here you are.
Dear Johnny, I have tried all day to reach you by phone.
But with no success. Knowing you, I'm sure that sooner or later you will come to look for me here at my apartment. I can only ask your indulgence.
My indulgence?
And beg that when you return to Alvin Cartwright's home, you speak with me before you talk further with him.
What?
The icon, incidentally, is safely ensconced in the bottom of one of the large Roman urns there in the gallery.
Sincerely, Jonathan W. Peoples. But now, will somebody please tell me?
Huh? What's the matter, mister?
Here's a 5-spot for your trouble.
Well, thanks, Johnny. You're okay.
So I drove on back to Lakewood, to Cartwright's home, after a quick stop for some breakfast along the way. Not only was there no guard at the front door, but the door was unlocked. And I wondered, had Jonathan Peoples deliberately left it that way for me? Anyhow, I sneaked inside, and there, sure enough, in the breakfast room, their backs toward me, were the two wild old characters. Or maybe just one such, and his really good friend.
Fool, you listen to me.
Oh, fool, huh?
That's right, I'm convinced of it.
Oh, you are.
Unless you'll solemnly promise me two things.
Promise? Promise? Oh, what are you talking about?
That you'll immediately, mind you, that you'll turn this whole collection over to a museum, the way you plan to do sooner or later anyway.
But, Jonathan, I haven't got tired of it yet.
No? Well, by the time you do, somebody will come here and bash in that silly head of yours, or at least come here and steal some of those things.
Oh, with me around there? I'd just like to see anybody try to...
Yes, that's right, the icon.
Oh, it was such a lovely thing, too.
And you'd like it back, wouldn't you?
Are you crazy? Of course I'd like it back.
Well, you'd also have to promise to have some honest, legitimate guards around here now, immediately, 24 hours a day. You and your ex-gangster.
Yes, I guess I was wrong about him.
Of course you were. He might have killed you. Unless you make those promises, Alvin, somebody will, you stupid, incompetent old...
Don't you talk like that.
But it's true, isn't it?
Of course it is. Oh, dear. Of course it is. This whole thing was silly right from the beginning, and losing that beautiful icon, it just...
Would you,
upset
like
me
it back?
Yeah, I'd do anything to have it back.
Anything?
Yes, anything. You can hear, can't you?
I can give it to you, Alvin.
No, I don't care what you can do. All I care about is that... You?
That's right. I have it. I'll be glad to give it to you.
Jonathan. Jonathan,
if you keep your word.
You're a crook. That's what you are.
I am not a crook.
But if you have the icon, it's because you stole it.
I did not.
You're a thief. That's what you are, a thief.
I am not.
There's only one way you could have gotten it.
No.
By stealing.
No, you silly old fool. Don't you see?
Don't I see what?
All I did was to hide it away from you in the hopes of knocking some sense into that thick skull of yours. Well, has it? Has it made you realize that you have no business keeping a valuable thing like that around here?
All right, Jonathan. I'll admit you did the right thing. You brought me to my senses. But now, give it to me. Oh, come on, give it to me.
Only on condition you make those promises to me.
Didn't I say I would?
Then do so.
I do.
Cross your heart?
Yes, I cross my heart and I hope to die. There, now. Now, give me back the icon.
Well, I said I would, didn't I?
Well, then do so.
Well, I will.
Well, now.
All right.
And if you think for a minute that was the end of it, you're wrong. Those two wild old men sat there for the better part of an hour, squabbling, shaking their fists at each other, and a half dozen times they almost came to blows. But finally they ran out of breath, put their arms around each other, shed some tears of repentance, and then, as they've done so many times before, quietly, solemnly swore undying friendship for each other. What a pair. The expense account? Why bother? After all, by now, Alvin Peabody Cartwright has probably forgotten he even sent for me. So, yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now our star has a few words for you about the case he'll investigate on next week's program.
It's called the Sidewinder Matter, and the whole thing happens out in the middle of the Great Mojave Desert. Believe me, it doesn't take long for me to realize the desert can be a mighty dangerous place. So join us, won't you? Right here on the station that brings you all the best in radio. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our story were Lawrence Dobkin, Howard McNear, Frank Gerstle, Will Wright, Forrest Lewis, and Joseph Kearns. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
A terrorized model races for the end of the road. Shocking drama of suspense next on the CBS Radio Network.
Better buys are your reward at Orange Motors for a Ford. Get your orange guarantee from the largest dealer in Albany, in the heart of Auto Row. Orange is the place to go. Orange Motors has the ports, it's true, plus 44 years of experience too. Orange Motors, if you're wise, for better service, better buys.
Want a new Ford right now? Come to Orange Motors and choose from a large selection of new 1960 Fords. Orange has new Fords and new Falcons, lots of them. For a better deal, buy Ford. Buy at Orange Motors, 799 Central Avenue, Albany. Want a new Ford right now? Go to Orange Motors right now.
Better Ford buys, used or new, at 799 Central Avenue. Orange Motors, if you're wise, for better service, better buys.
Radio 59, WROW, first on the dial, serving Albany, Troy, and Schenectady.
I'm afraid that we have a somewhat serious problem.
Oh?
Or rather, one of our branch offices has. Now, would it be possible for you to come out here and look into it?
I don't see why not. What sort of a problem, Mr. Huckins?
Well, you see, we've had a series of fires, Mr. Dollar, out in Simi Valley. That is north of here and just beyond the San Fernando Valley.
Yes, and you think maybe some firebugs at work?
Oh, I do, sir. I definitely do. But until it is proven, well, if you are free to come out and make an investigation for us, I hardly need tell you that we'll be glad to pay all your expenses.
Plus my usual fee.
Of course. Fee, did you say?
That's right.
Well, now, just...
Now, don't worry about it, Mr. Harkins. We can decide on the amount of it after we see how much there is for me to do out there.
No, but in order to justify a fee, Mr. Dollar...
And just how much of my time it'll take.
Now, hold on here, young man.
Needless to say, if it turns out I'm able to save your company any actual money, I'll expect my usual commission.
Now, look here, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Dollar...
Yes? Well, Mr. Harkins?
Very well. Very well.
Good. I'll see you.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator,
yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Greater Southwest Insurance Company, Home Office, Los Angeles, California. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the do-it-yourself matter. Expense account item 1, $6 for a cab out to the airport. Item 2, $204.25, plane fare to New York, and a jet heading west. That east to west time differential is a great thing. It meant that we pulled into the new Los Angeles International Airport shortly after noon Pacific time. Item 3, $6.80 for the long cab ride into the big new Lozier building just east of Beverly Hills on Wilshire Boulevard, where Royal J. Harkins keeps an eagle eye on the affairs of Greater Southwest Insurance.
Now, let us get this understood right now, Mr. Dollar, insofar as any fee is concerned.
Now, you just stop worrying, Mr. Harkins. Did I ever hit you with a bill too big on any of the other jobs I've done for you?
Well, no.
Not that I haven't tried.
I beg your pardon.
Now, tell me, what's this all about? About a fires, you said.
Yes.
Around the San Fernando Valley.
Now, out beyond that, in what is known as the Simi Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, do you remember hearing or reading about the terrible Bel Air and Topanga Canyon fires last fall?
Last November? Oh, sure. According to our eastern papers, it was one of the worst disasters that ever hit Los Angeles County.
It certainly was. Over 450 homes were destroyed. Many of them in the fashionable Bel Air section were in the $100,000 to $200,000 class.
So I understand.
Now, many of those homes were owned by wealthy, prominent movie stars and producers and directors, mansions.
And you had a lot of them insured.
Oh, yes, we certainly did. In other words, Mr. Dollar.
In other words, your company has had to shell out plenty of money.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. It has cost us millions, literally millions.
Now, what has that got to do with your troubles out in the Simi Valley?
Dollar, the best way for us to recoup some of our losses, I decided, was to simply sell more insurance. More and more insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about the tremendous amount of real estate development that's going on out in the Simi Valley, well, now do you?
Well, I understand that all the orange groves and farmland...
Orange ranches, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yes, with the hundreds of new homes out there, it's opened up a whole new territory for us.
Well, I would think so, and for every other insurance company.
Yes. So the first thing I did was establish an almost completely autonomous branch office in the community of Moore Park.
That's out there in the valley?
Yes, just north of Thousand Oaks.
I see. How autonomous do you mean?
I mean full power to immediately settle all claims. At least all except those that might be questionable for one reason or another. They, of course, are referred back here to the main office, to me.
Well, isn't that rather unusual, Mr. Harkins?
Well, now, that's one of the best ways a relatively small company like ours can compete with the big ones by close personal service and the settling of all claims fairly and immediately.
I guess you have a point there.
No question of it. And, by the way, a young man simply walked in one day, took our course, passed with flying colors. His name is Harry Walterson and Dulles. He has sold as many policies in the past 3 months as I ever sold in 3 years.
Well, real go-getter.
Yes. Yes, he certainly is. Now, as a result, the premiums have been rolling in, but now, recently.
Yes, let's get to those fires you mentioned.
Oh, yes. When you figure 9 fires in less than 6 weeks, plus the personal property losses that went with them, ruinous.
At least it gives your young friend Walterson a pretty terrific argument for selling more insurance out there.
Yes, of course it does. And under my urging, he's fully capitalizing on it. Every time there's a fire, he's able to sell 10, 15, 20 new policies with no trouble at all. But the premiums on them don't begin to make up for those losses.
Now, tell me, have the police found anything to indicate arson?
Oh, we have reason to be mighty proud of our police and fire departments out here, Mr. Dollar. But they simply cannot keep up with this burgeoning population growth. There simply aren't enough of them, not enough men or facilities. And to answer your question directly, no, they haven't actually found any concrete evidence of arson. Nor has Walterson, although he suspected it once or twice.
I see.
And if you know that valley area, well, do you?
Well,
with its brush-covered hills and plains, canyons, covered with mesquite, sumac, manzanita, chaparral, all of it tinder dry because of our lack of rainfall.
New homes, you said?
Oh, yes.
Are they homes that people are satisfied with after they've moved in and lived there for a while?
Oh, you're thinking perhaps the homeowners themselves have set these fires?
Well, it's just a possibility, and it has been done before, you know.
But a whole series of them.
Well, who else stands to gain? And don't forget this, sir.
Yes.
An idea like that, if it's gotten away with, can spread pretty quickly. You ask the torch squad in any big city. And if that's the case with these fires...
Dollar, you've got to find out. And if it is, put a stop to them before they ruin us.
Item 4, that usual $50 deposit on a rental car. I drove west on Wilshire Boulevard to Sepulveda, north over the Santa Monica Mountains to the valley, west on the Ventura Freeway to Thousand Oaks, and then north to the little town of Moore Park. The Greater Southwest Insurance Office was a spanking new little building of fieldstone and white stucco with picture windows all around. Inside, there was only a reception desk, half a dozen girls with typewriters and calculating machines, and down at the end, the private office of Harry Walterson, who got right to the point.
The homeowners themselves setting these fires?
Well, it's a possibility, isn't it?
No, sir, Dollar. And I'll tell you why.
Excuse me, do you mind if I just close this door?
No, go right ahead.
Yeah, now, maybe we can hear each other now.
I guess I'm conditioned to all that racket out there.
You'd have to be. You have a mighty busy little place here.
Well, after all, if I'm going to make any money for the company. But as I started to say... excuse me.
Go right ahead.
Walterson. Oh, yes, Mr. Pretty. Yes, sir, your policy will be mailed out to you tonight. Well, I'm glad you did, too. Yes, sir. Yes, that last one scared me, too. But if you talked with Mrs. Hatcher, you know how fast we paid off on that. Yes, sir, just part of our regular service.
Good boy.
Okay, Mr. Pretty, and thank you. Now, let's see, Dollar. I was... Oops, here's another. Walterson. Burton? Oh, yes, of course, Mr. Burton. Well, fine. Yes, I think you're very wise. And the increase in premium is only negligible.
Of course.
Take care of it right away, Mr. Burton, and I thank you. Sorry, Dollar.
It's all right.
Betty, add those 2 outbuildings to the Burton policy. And listen, just hold any calls for me for a while. Now,
you said that you don't think that the folks themselves could have set any of those fires.
Because those are all brand new homes, and they're nice ones.
Mm-hmm.
People, families that go to the trouble and expense of moving into a section like that, they want to stay.
Yeah, I would suppose so.
And listen, Dollar, no policy ever gives complete coverage. You know, because of the personal things, the stuff with sentimental value.
Sure.
Yet those things have gone up with the rest. And do you think the folks that endanger the lives of their kids? Yet there have been a couple of mighty narrow escapes. One cute little pair of twins that I myself saved. But most important of all, Dollar...
Yeah.
You don't know the people who got burned out. I do. Sure, there might have been one questionable character among them, like the one who had the first blaze. But the rest, no, sir. I'd stake my bottom dollar on it.
What about that first one?
Old man Orloff? Sure, he was a crackpot, Johnny. You mind if I call you Johnny?
No, please, be my guest.
Sure, he hated having so many new people move in around him. But you know what I think started that one?
What, Harry?
A lot of dead grass and weeds and dried out bushes. And over in the corner of the lot was a pile of broken bottles he'd thrown out.
That might have acted like a magnifying lens.
Yes, sir. County firemen thought so, too.
Orloff.
But that wouldn't account for the rest of them, because they all started at night. So somebody, somehow, somebody, and yet I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about the arson angle.
Tell me, has there been any particular pattern about these fires?
Well, I don't know exactly what you mean by pattern, Johnny, but they've all had one thing in common.
What's that?
They've always started on a windy night. And this time of year, we have quite a few of them. Look out the window there. You see the dust beginning to kick up?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and every time I see it, I start getting worried again.
No, I can't say I blame you, Harry.
But hey, it's getting dark already. Any plans for dinner, Johnny?
Well, I thought I'd better get back to Los Angeles and find myself a hotel for the night.
Some real good places to eat out here in the valley. Say, why don't you and I just... Oh, wait. I better make sure it's okay for me to leave. Betty, any calls, any callbacks I ought to make before I... Huh? What else? Gone? Oh, you're kidding. Okay.
Well?
Sorry, Johnny, but it looks like 2 or 3 hours at this telephone for me. Can't let down the clients.
Oh, the prospective clients.
Right.
All right. I'll see you in the morning then, Harry.
Good. And believe me, Johnny, if I can be of any help to you. Oh, nuts. Walterson. Oh, yes, Mrs. Duval. Sorry, Johnny.
Take it easy, Harry. You'll live longer.
Now, how can I help you, Mrs. Duval?
Instead of going back to L.A., I grabbed a bite to eat. That's item 5, $1.70. Then prowled around until I found a county fire chief at his home down in Thousand Oaks. I'm afraid he wasn't much help, though.
Sure, Dollar. We always look around for signs of arson, too, when there's a string of fires like that. When we don't find a thing, what can we do? And don't forget, until people stop building those little frame houses, until we get some laws with teeth in them, it'll make people clean up the brush and old dried-up grass around their places. You know all it takes to start one of those fires?
What, Chief?
Just one live cigarette tossed out of somebody's car. I tell you, the American motorist is the worst firebug ever lived.
Afraid I'll have to go along with you on that, Chief. All too often it makes them killers, too.
Yes, sir. Sure, I agree with you. There's been too many fires in that one section. And with more people coming in all the time than we're ready for, people don't know how to handle this dry, brushy country. By the time we or any other department can get to some of those places, why, it's too late. Fire's done its work. There's nothing left to do but... Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Chief Barter. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Well, want to come along?
What?
Right on cue, Dollar. Another fire.
Oh, where?
Where else? Up in the Simi Valley.
Let's go.
Most of us have problems, business and financial worries, family troubles, or personal difficulties. They can build up strains and tensions that, if improperly controlled, can develop into mental illness, America's #1 health problem. There are many effective ways of treating mental illness, but the most effective method is to prevent it before it starts. Write for the free booklet, How to Deal with Mental Problems. The address is Box 3000, New York 1, New York.
As the chief suspected, by the time we got out to this newest fire up in the Simi Valley, we were too late. Another of the nice, new little houses had burned to the ground. The firemen had been able to keep it from spreading to other nearby properties, but that was all. The chief and I both talked to the owner, but he wasn't able to give us the slightest clue as to how the fire had started. And after talking to him, I'd be willing to swear that he had nothing to do with it. Using a hand lamp, I went over not only the remains of the house, but all of the other property, too, inch by inch, until it was nearly midnight. The piles of ashes from brush and grass and tree cuttings on the windward side where apparently somehow the fire had started. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No, Dollar. I'm afraid it was just some crazy kid or a drunk in a passing car that flipped out a lighted cigarette. With this much wind, the whole place went up in a flash.
No.
I just hope he finds out about it and has brains enough to have a conscience that'll plague him for the rest of his life.
I'm afraid that won't help this poor man and his wife and those two youngsters.
Don't you worry about him, Johnny.
No, hi, Harry.
Mr. Alderson?
Hi, Chief. Son of a gun, it's happened again, hasn't it?
Sure has. How'd you find out about it?
Well, one of my neighbors where I live in Moore Park. I guess he'd been over here giving you boys a hand.
Oh?
I just got back from Hollywood where I'd gone to see a show at Grauman's Chinese, and he stopped me at the front gate. Told me about it.
Well, if he was so interested as to come all the way over here, maybe you better give me his name, Mr. Walterson.
Sure, it was old Timothy Hamlin. You know him, Chief.
Yeah. He was here even before we got here.
Oh, now, wait. If you think old Tim would do a thing like this.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Anyhow, Johnny, don't you worry about these people here. I'll put them up in a motel for the night at company expense and then pay them off in full first thing in the morning.
Item 6, $10 for a comfortable motel on Ventura Boulevard. After a late breakfast the next morning, I drove back to Harry's office and watched him pay off the unfortunate but grateful people who'd lost their home. Then I watched him accept application after application from people who now, after this latest fire, suddenly decided they'd better have insurance or add to what they already had. The people streamed in and out of there in droves. Finally, at about 1:30 p.m., Harry closed the door of his private office long enough for a quick sandwich.
Yeah, it's pretty awful that you have to be scared into buying insurance this way, Johnny. But, by golly, they need it. They know it now. We'll give it to them.
They're a pretty scared lot.
Main problem is to keep them from over-insuring, throwing their money away. More coffee?
No, thanks.
But, I check pretty carefully before issuing the actual policies, you know. Hey, you and the chief find out anything?
Well, it doesn't look so.
Well, I sure hope you do.
Well, not me, I'm afraid.
Huh?
Harry, I have to fly on back to Hartford.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry, but that's the way it is.
Oh, but if somebody is setting these, well, Johnny, all I can promise is I'll sometime get to the bottom of it.
Somebody better. Item 7, $314, covers a lot of things. First of all, a weekly rate for me at the motel. Then a phone call to Pat Fuller at Universal Adjustment Bureau back in Hartford, a sort of clearinghouse for information on claims made to companies throughout the whole country. Then a while later, when he called me back...
Well, yes, Johnny, your guess was right. Greater Southwest is the only company that's had to pay on fire losses out there in the Simi Valley lately, and 9 or 10 of them in a row.
Okay, Pat. Thanks.
But what do you think it means, Johnny?
Well, what I think, Pat...
Yeah?
I don't like. I'll see you. Item 7 also covers deposits on 2 more rental cars and a beat-up farm truck, so I'd never have to drive the same vehicle twice in succession. And it covers several changes of clothes, including the sort of stuff the local farmers wear and some hats. Also, a couple of the biggest tank-type fire extinguishers I could find. I kept them with me all the time. Then I started the longest, most careful tailing job I ever attempted. Why? Because I'd suddenly remembered an old phrase from my high school days from, believe it or not, my class in Latin. Cui bono. Who benefits? And how benefits? Not by burning down their own homes, As Harry had said, all the insurance money in the world couldn't completely make up for a loss. No, the one big beneficiary of all those fires was the man who collected a nice fat commission on the policies and all the nice new policies that he sold as a direct result of those fires. I followed Harry Wallison 24 hours a day, even slept in one of my rental cars parked out near his home. And then finally, one moonlit, windy night, and thank the good Lord for that moon, when he slipped out, got into his car, and headed up into Simi Valley, I, with my lights off, was only a few hundred yards behind him. When he stopped, got out, and walked quietly over to a new little home with a lot of dried-out shrubbery at one side, I knew I'd guessed right. Oops.
There we are. That'll do it. Yeah, it's going to be okay.
Be a lot better if we put this to work on it.
Johnny.
That's right.
Listen,
Save
Johnny.
it, Harry. Here, you get that extinguisher going while I use this one.
Johnny, now...
Go on, Harry. Use it. That dry stuff is going up fast. Go on.
I suppose I might as well, huh?
Yep. You might as well.
How'd you know, Johnny?
By remembering my Latin. He didn't have a leg to stand on. He knew it. And he confessed to the whole dirty, rotten business. For my money, they can lock him up for life, because if there's one thing I can't take, it's a crooked insurance man. I'm glad they're few and far between. Expense account total, including car mileage and the trip back to Hartford, $833.70. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, I'll be back with another exciting story. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Truly Johnny Dollar is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr., music supervision by Ethel Huber. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Herb Duncan as Harry Walterson, Raymond Edward Johnson as Royal J. Harkins, Joseph Julian as the fire chief, and John Thomas as Pat Fuller. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Bill Gillian speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, this is Dennis Taylor, Star Mutual Insurance Company here in Colorado Springs.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
An important client of ours, Mr. Dollar. His name is Melvin Lockerty.
Yes?
Well, he's spending the summer at one of our nearby guest ranches. And he's having some visitors for a week or so. He's invited them. They'll be his guests.
So?
Dollar, Mr. Lockerty believes that given half a chance, one of them will try to murder him.
Murder him?
So if you're free, if you can find the time to come out here...
Mr. Taylor, I'm on my way.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Star Mutual Insurance Company, Colorado Springs office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Four's a Crowd matter. Expense account item 1. $146.20 for a cab to Bradley Field, a plane to New York, and a jet the rest of the way to Denver. the mile-high city in the middle of the most beautiful mountain country I know of, and the home of radio station KLZ. Item 2, 7:30 for a ferry plane to Colorado Springs. Taylor was there to meet me. He's a short, stocky, gray-haired man of about 50 who takes himself a bit too seriously in spite of the funny way his glasses keep slipping down his pudgy little nose.
I have one of my own cars right over there, Mr. Dollar. If you'll drive me back to my office, it's yours for as long as you're here.
Good enough, Mr. Taylor. Now, about this man, Lockerty, did you say?
Yes, Melvin Lockerty. And he's convinced, Mr. Dollar, that one of these relatives coming to see him wants to murder him.
Relatives,
The only surviving ones he has.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
All right.
You see, they're the children of his younger brother, Henry, who died a few weeks ago at the age of 71.
Oh, I see. Now, how old is he?
Well, according to his policy, 74. Now, I'll point the way to go.
Right. And, his beneficiaries?
These three who are coming here.
Mm-hmm. When?
They're due today. So you'd best get over to the no-name ranch where he's staying just as quickly as possible. Turn here, please.
All right. Tell me, how much do you know about these relatives, these heirs of his?
Not very much, I'm afraid, outside of their names.
Are they crooks or something that he's so scared of them?
Any crook in that family, it's Lockerty himself.
How do you mean?
Well, now, how do you think he ever got hold of enough money to afford nearly $500,000 worth of insurance?
I'm sure I don't know.
Well, then let me tell you. By hornswoggling his brother Henry out of some mining properties over near Cripple Creek. That's how.
Oh?
Properties that Henry spent a whole lifetime developing to the point where they finally began to pay off.
I see.
Tricked his brother out of them and then sold them and kept the money himself. A rotten thing to do, Mr. Dollar. And Henry had been a very close friend of mine.
This Lockerty sounds like a nice fellow.
He's a crook of the first water. And if you ask me, Lockerty was completely responsible for his brother's death. You see, it was by his own hand.
And you want me to protect a man like that?
I know, but with the company, it's purely a matter of dollars and cents. Personally, I don't care what happens to him.
You really hold a grudge against him, don't you?
No, I did not say that.
You didn't need to. The guest ranch was on a broad, level spot hacked out of the side of a mountain, part of the Rampart Range, about a half-mile up from Highway 24. It consisted of about a dozen neat, modern, comfortable cabins, and from the front window of mine, I had a view of not only Pikes, but several other peaks that hemmed in colorful Ute Pass. All very beautiful. Yes? Oh, hi.
Dollar. My name's Lockerty. Taking you long enough to get here. Why haven't you been to see me?
Well,
I want one thing understood, Dollar, right from the beginning. When these relatives of mine get here...
They haven't arrived yet?
Well, I'm still alive, ain't I? Now, I don't want them to know what you're here for, you understand?
Yes, but Mr. Lockerty...
Now, look and listen. I invited them up to spend a week with me to try and make peace with them. After all, they're the only relatives I got.
So I understand.
And to try to find out once and for all which one of them is out to get me.
To get you? Why?
Why? Because their father, just before he died, he made one of them promise to get even with me I sort of done him out of some money once.
Your own brother, wasn't it?
Yes, my own brother. What of it? What difference does that make?
Well, how do you know about that promise?
Because he told me before he died.
Mm. And which one of the three do you suspect?
Well, how should I know? I haven't even seen them, not for years. But now I've been getting letters telling me my time is about up.
Threatening letters?
Yes.
I hope you've kept them.
No, I haven't. But I'm worried. So that's the reason I've called him here for a showdown. I mean to patch it up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Here they are now.
Wait a minute, Mr. Lockerty. Are you trying to tell me that those three who just got out of that car...
Yes.
That one of them might be plotting to murder you?
Yes.
Oh, somebody is crazy.
Newport filter cigarettes. Newport menthol cigarettes. A hint of mint makes the difference. So fresh that you know the difference. They're soft smoking with cool menthol. It's so refreshing while you're smoking Newport filter cigarettes. While you're smoking a Newport, remember this hint. Coolness of menthol, freshness of mint. Best of tobacco, flavor that's bright. Smoking a Newport, smoking is right. So refreshing while you're smoking Newport filter cigarettes. Newport filter cigarettes. Newport.
As old man Lockerty sneaked out the back door of my cabin, I stood there by the window and looked long and carefully at the new arrivals while they pulled their luggage out of the car there in front of the ranch office. And all I can tell you is that it was a pleasure. The one who'd been driving was 26 or 7, tall, blonde, and beautiful. Another, perhaps a couple of years younger, was a brunette, a real doll with a mischievous sparkle in her eyes. As for the third, well, I won't even try. Beyond saying that in spite of her heavy horn-rimmed glasses, a plain cotton dress, and hair done up in a bun, she was one of the loveliest, most naturally beautiful girls I've ever seen. So, as casually as possible, I walked out of my cabin and sauntered over to them.
Well, hello. We're here. I'm Kitty Lockerty. We all met in Colorado Springs, and Marion had her car, so that's why we all got here together.
Well, hi. I'm Johnny Dollar.
Dollar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought the manager's name was, what'd you say it was, Thekla? Oh, Mr. Croy McClary or something. Who cares now? Hi, Johnny.
Thekla?
Mm-hmm. Like it?
Unusual name.
Oh, I'm an unusual girl, Johnny.
Yes, I can see that.
Paddle your own canoe, Thek. I saw him first.
So what, darling?
So you can
Oh,
just...
now stop it, you two. Is the manager about, Mr. Dollar?
It's Johnny.
And I'm Marion. Marion Lockerty.
Hi. And the answer's no. He drove into Manitou Springs right after I got here, but if I can be of any help...
Would you, Johnny?
Cut it, Dick. I think we're supposed to have cabins 8, 9, and 10, Johnny. At least that's what Uncle Melvin said on the phone.
Well, why don't we see if they're open? Here, let me grab some of this luggage. Killers, Now, of course, you never can tell. After getting them settled in their respective cabins and calling attention to the square dance posted for that evening, I went back to my own cabin and simply waited, watching. A while later, the three of them got together and went over to Mr. Lockerty's cabin. Then, even with his door closed, I could hear him shouting at them. And finally, the girls went back to their own cabins separately and not speaking to each other. Then I dropped in on Lockerty.
You crazy, Dollar. Suppose one of them saw you come in here.
What were all the fireworks about, Mr. Lockerty?
I was nice to them, Dollar. I said I'd pay all the bills and give them anything they want up here. And then I told them.
Yeah?
I told them that I knew one of them was after me.
What'd they say to that?
What do you think? They acted like they never heard of such a thing. But I knew better, Dollar. I knew better. I know that Harry, before he died, made one of them promise to kill me.
Yes, but which one?
Well, how should I know? I told you I don't know, but look at him. That Thekla, the blonde one.
Ah, quite a dish.
She's all wrapped up in herself and nobody else. Don't care about nobody else. You think she wouldn't kill me? Huh? Because of promise and to get her share of the money in addition?
Do you think she would?
And so would Catherine. Kitty, that black-haired one. Hot-tempered little minx with those dark, shifty eyes. And the way she tried to laugh it off when I said I was wise to them.
And how about Marion, the one with the glasses?
Yeah, sure. The quiet one, but smart. Just don't you forget that old saying, Dollar, that still waters run deep. Anyhow, I told them.
You told them just exactly what, Mr. Lockerty?
That whichever one thinks she's going to kill me, she won't get away with it. So she'd better admit it, that's what. Don't you see, Dollar? I can't sleep. I can't rest. This thing is driving me crazy.
That's the understatement of the week.
What? What?
Look, if it's rest you want, Mr. Lockerty, I see by the bulletin board that there's a barn dance tonight, so at least you can get some sleep while that's going on.
Yeah, if they go to it.
I'll try to see that they do.
Okay, but don't you worry. I'll be sleeping with a gun at my side.
You carry a gun?
I always do. No.
Well, if you ask me, Mr. Lockerty.
Well, if I ask you what?
Nothing. forget it. For my money, this selfish, twisted little old man was out of his mind, was far more dangerous than any of the girls. And yet, if one of them had made a promise to kill him, well, there was only one way to find out, or at least to try. I sashayed on over to the barn dance.
Right and left around the hall. Go meet your honey and your harmony, boys, harmony.
The hoedown there in the barn that night was quite an affair. Far more than just the guest population of the ranch were there. And by lying mightily about my ability as a square dancer, I'd persuaded all three of the girls to be present. Then, although it took a bit of finagling, Kitty and Thekla were having a high old time with some of the local boys. I managed to get them aside. Separately, of course, for a little walk in the clean, cool mountain air.
I know, Johnny. I guess the whole ranch must have heard him ranting and raving at us there in his cabin.
Why, Thekla?
Oh, he has the silly notion that one of us promised to Daddy to kill him for something that happened once.
Well, did you? One of you?
Well, I know I didn't. But I'll tell you this, darling, that if I had, I would have done it. I mean, after what he did to Daddy. Oh, and what's he living for, anyhow? I mean, well, just think how nice it'll be when he leaves us all his nice money,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's getting chilly out here, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shall we go back in and dance some more?
Well, if you want to, but it might not seem so cold, Johnny, if, Johnny...
You know, come to think of it, I promised another fling with your sisters, too.
Oh. Okay, Johnny. Okay, if you want to go back in, let's go back in. But later, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Let us feel that with a kiss?
Why not? Kitty was the next one I managed to get away from the dance.
Well, it's the least that could happen to Uncle Melvin after what he did. You know, all I have to say is I wish somebody would get rid of that old coot.
Well, why don't you do it then, Kitty?
Well, now, don't talk like that, Johnny. You're talking about murder.
Weren't you?
Well, I know it may have sounded that way, but I didn't mean it.
No, I hope not.
What are we talking about him for, Such a beautiful night. All the moonlight through the trees and... Johnny?
She would be kind of ashamed to waste it, now wouldn't it?
You know, it's kind of chilly, too, isn't it?
Boy, that's an old line.
Well, then it must be a good one, huh?
Johnny?
I mean, if it works, and does it?
Johnny?
Oh, no.
Are you out there, Johnny?
Oh, Marion, you spoiled sport. You're like an old mother hen.
Well, that's what you think. But Johnny promised to teach me the Texas Star, and that's what they're going to dance next. You did promise, Johnny.
Got to keep a promise, Kitty.
Oh, Don.
Maybe later,
Yes.
Johnny. I never dreamed that a hard-boiled insurance investigator could be
Wait
so...
a minute now, Marion. What did you say?
Oh, now, look, dear. Didn't you think I'd know the minute I heard your name? And I suppose that you're here because old Uncle Melvin has this ridiculous idea that one of us is going to kill him.
Is it ridiculous, Marion?
Well, don't you know why the three of us met in Denver and came here when he asked us to?
Why?
To humor him, so he wouldn't get silly and write us out of his insurance and his will. That's all. Can you see a pretty little secretary like Kitty committing a murder? Or a softy like Thekla who wouldn't hurt a fly?
How about you, Marion?
Me? An old maid school teacher? Now, what do you think, Johnny?
Well...
Johnny, isn't it a shame to waste all this lovely moonlight?
Oh, now, why couldn't I have had a teacher like you? After the barn dance, the local folks went home and the ranch guests went back to their cabins. Except for Kitty and Thekla, who'd left me flat and paired off with a couple of boys with a fancy car. After delivering Marion to a cabin, I sat watching at the window of my own until her lights went out. Then I dropped in on Mr. Lockerty again.
Yes, I get plenty of sleep. But if you're going to bed now, Dow, I'm going to stay up.
Now, look, Mr. Lockerty.
I'm going to sit here and read the rest of the night.
All right. whatever you say, but Thekla and Kitty are out somewhere with a couple of boys, and Marion's going to bed. So if you ask me...
Oh, she has she?
Huh?
What about the light that just went on again there in Marion's cabin? Look. See it.
Oh. Okay. All right, then I'll stick around till she goes to bed again, and the others come in. Well, look, if you are going to sit here for the rest of the night, why don't I pull down this window shade?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Okay, here we are.
Get down.
Get down. That shot was just outside the window. Whether it was meant for you or for me, Mr. Lockerty. Mr. Lockerty. He's dead. The shot that killed Mr. Lockerty brought the ranch guests out of their cabins just as quickly as they could throw something on into their pajamas, except for Kitty and Thekla and their boyfriends, who were there within minutes. A short time later, Marion appeared in bathrobe and slippers. I had the ranch manager phone for the sheriff, and then...
Oh, Johnny, this is terrible, terrible. In spite of the way I was talking tonight...
Kitty.
Well, I don't think it's so terrible. It's about time, I think. Thekla, that's no way to talk, regardless of how we may have felt about Uncle Melvin.
Kitty, Thekla, you two got here in quite a hurry. Where were you when it happened?
Johnny, you don't think that either of us... No, don't get emotional, Thek. And Johnny, Thek, and I, and Pete and Wally... Oh, excuse me, Johnny Dollar. This is Pete McKenzie and Wally Thatcher.
Hi, Mr. Dollar.
Well, didn't I see you four take off a while back?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We took the girls down the road for a beer after the dance.
Yes, Johnny. We just got back and we're on our way to the cabins and we heard the shot.
So we came over here instead.
Yes, sir. That's just the way it was.
I see.
And aren't you going to ask about me, Johnny?
What, do I need to, Marion?
No, Johnny, you don't.
What's that, Kitty?
As we came up the drive, we saw Marion's light go on there in her cabin.
I couldn't sleep, Johnny, so I decided to make some cocoa and read a while. But before I could even... What's the matter, Johnny?
Motive. Who else around here could possibly have a motive?
But, Johnny, honey, surely you didn't think that one of us...
I'm afraid I did, Thekla, but with Pete and Wally with you two, and both Mr. Lockerty and I saw the light go on in your cabin, Marion. Wait a minute. There's another possibility. Item 3, 35 cents for a phone call to Colorado Springs to the one other person, the man who said he didn't care what happened to Lockerty.
Yes, Dollar?
Oh, then you are at home.
Oh, I've been home all evening. Why?
Then you couldn't possibly have fired the shot and got all the way back there by now.
Shot? What's that? Tell me, what's happened, Dollar?
The sheriff and his men arrived, and I'll say this for them. They were very thorough. Also, they convinced me that disposal of the murder weapon could have been a cinch in a deep, mucky little pond in back of the row of cabins. By the time it was fished out, if it was there, fingerprints, if any, wouldn't mean a thing. And nobody was able to give any clue to the killer. A hunch? Okay. Maybe so. But one of those girls, one of them had recognized me. The only really clever one. The one who'd know the value of an airtight alibi. And she'd made a couple of points to me before it happened. Like their reason for coming. And she pointed a finger at the others while seemingly defending them. The only trouble was, darn it, that not only I, but others had seen that she was in her cabin when it happened. That she'd just turned on her light in there. We'd seen it. I'd seen it. Then I remembered. A little device that people use to protect their homes. So item 4 in Manitou Springs that morning, 11:25, for a gadget I hoped would turn the trick. Then that night, the girls and I sat together on the porch of the office unit.
What did you say, Johnny?
A check on your powers of observation, Thekla.
I don't get it, Johnny.
You will, Kitty. Now, look in through this window into the office. See the wall clock?
Well, sure.
Okay. Now, look over there at my cabin. I left the lights off, right?
Well, yes, they're up in my cabin, too.
All right. Now, I'm going to leave you. And I want to know to the second what time I get inside my cabin and turn on the light in it.
Sure. And then, Johnny?
Then you'll see.
Well, it's certainly taking Johnny long enough to get over there.
Oh, just relax, Beck. I think he has something up his sleeve.
If you want the truth, though, I can think of nicer things with Johnny than playing games. Well, so why for you two?
Oh, look, his lights are on, see?
Okay, so he got there at exactly...
And the time is exactly 4 1/4, 4.5 minutes
Don't
after...
bother, Kitty. I'm right here.
Johnny!
Johnny, Well, just now, sir, you turn on your lights way over there on your cabin.
So you would have sworn that's where I was, wouldn't you?
Well, of course.
So would I, Johnny.
The way you and the boys swore that Marion was in her cabin when your uncle was killed. But she wasn't.
What?
My lights went on over there just now because of a simple clockwork device that I put on the lamp cord earlier.
An automatic switch?
That's right. People use them to put on the lights in their homes while they're away and then turn them off in the mornings to make the house look occupied when they're not there. The way Marion made it look. Made it look as though she were in her cabin.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, no. Marion.
That's right. Marion?
But Johnny, he didn't deserve to live.
Maybe not, Marion. But nobody deserves to be murdered. Expense account total, including the trip home, call it $400 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a case with a real switch to the finish. Tune in, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Can you get premium gasoline performance at regular gasoline price? Find out what so many other car owners have found. In 3 out of 5 cars, regular priced Sinclair Dyno gasoline matches performance of premium gasolines, saves you up to 4 cents a gallon. Almost anywhere you see the Sinclair sign, you can save up to 4 cents a gallon with Dyno and still get premium performance and mileage. Drive with care and buy Sinclair Dyno gasoline. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Fred Hendrickson. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Bill Smith, Edgar Staley, Freddie Chandler, Nettie Galen, Constance Simons, and Reynold Osborne. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Sound patterns by Walter Otto. Technical supervision by Mike Shoskus. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Johnny Dollar.
This is Bill Walker down here in New York. You know Northeast Indemnity Associates?
Sure, I know. How are you, Bill?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Johnny.
Yeah?
You ever seen the Grand Canyon?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Oh, why don't you?
At this time of year? Isn't that usually on the summer run?
Oh, ask anybody. Grand Canyon's beautiful this time of year. And as long as the company's ready, willing, and able to pay your expenses, how about it, Johnny?
Okay, you've made the pitch. What's the trouble out there, Bill?
Does the name Orloff mean anything to you?
Sure, Ted Orloff, L.A. Office of Western Indemnity.
I wish it were, Ted.
What?
Oh, Johnny, I'm talking about Christy Orloff.
No, never heard of him.
Perhaps it's just as well.
What do you mean by that, Billy?
Well, it just happens that Christy Orloff, why don't you come on down here and let me give you the whole story?
Okay, Billy, why not?
The CBS Radio Network brings you Mandel Kramer in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator,
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Northeast Indemnity Associates, New York office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of The Grand Canyon Matter. Expense account item 1, $10.12 for a mid-afternoon flight to New York. Item 2, $3.50 for a cab in to Billy Walker's office in the Salmon Tower building at that well-known corner of 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. And Bill didn't waste any time getting to the point.
I've arranged a room for you at the Waldorf, Johnny.
Oh?
And a seat on the plane to Phoenix a few minutes after 8 tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. Meantime, cocktails and dinner, and the show tonight will be on me. Of course, unless you have other plans.
Oh, no plans at all. But why the royal treatment, Bill?
Oh, it's the least we can do, considering what's at stake on this one.
Which is what?
I mentioned Christy Orloff.
Yeah, and I told you I never heard of him.
A lot of people haven't. But do you remember the summit meeting back in November '57?
Summit meeting?
Yep.
Let's see. That was before Khrushchev grabbed his top spot, wasn't it?
Well, Nicky had nothing to do with this one. I'm talking about a meeting that took place in the little town of Appalachian, New York.
Oh.
Yes.
That gathering of 60 or 65 alleged top men of the underworld.
Mm-hmm. And among those present was our little old friend, Christy Orloff. Not one of the big shots, I'm sure. Maybe there's a bodyguard or something, but he was there. So when you find him, Johnny, just remember that.
Why should I find him, Bill?
Because I am convinced that he has the OTR's necklace.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about that ruby and emerald thing that some countess brought over here? Got written up in all the picture magazines a couple of years ago?
That's right.
Was sold to Winkler & Winkler, the big jewelry outfit?
And has since been quietly, cleverly stolen.
No kidding.
Yep. It's been kept out of the papers. But, Johnny, we wrote the insurance on it.
For how much?
Just under $1 million.
Wow. If I remember the pictures of it, that thing could have been broken up by a fence with no trouble at all.
Right. Now, the police are doing everything they can. And as you know, I have a lot of faith in our New York police.
So have I. Who's your contact?
Man at the 18th Precinct.
Randy Singer?
Yep, Lieutenant Randolph A. Singer.
One of the best, Bill. If he can't run it down for you.
Well, he's the one who's so sure that Christy Orloff has the necklace.
Has he arrested him?
They held him on suspicion for a while, but apparently didn't mean a thing.
I wonder.
Anyhow, I told Singer I'd sent for you, and he wants to see you.
Well, good. Well, wait a minute. Just what is the connection?
Connection?
Yeah, I mean, if it's all happened around here, why am I going to Grand Canyon tomorrow?
I think you'd better get the story from Lieutenant Singer.
Okay, Bill, whatever you say.
And, Johnny?
Yeah?
If you do find Christy Orloff...
Yes.
Just remember what I told you about him and his background.
Sure. Item 3, $1 for a taxi across town to the 18th Precinct and a very brief visit with Randy Singer.
Oh, son of a gun. I might have known some darn fool would drag you and Johnny so you can get in our way and make a general nuisance of yourself.
All right. Now face up to it, Randy. If it weren't for my unselfish, unstinting help over the years, you might be doing the job that you're really suited for.
Yeah, and what might that be?
Pounding a beat. What else?
My pal. But you're not going to be underfoot this time.
Oh, how do you know?
Because thanks to our usual efficiency in this department, plus my inspired leadership, we've already nabbed the two guys who actually made the heist.
Oh?
Izzy Frambler, Soapy Norton.
Well, then where does Christy Orloff come in?
Both Soapy and Izzy separately, and each without the other knowing it, sang like canaries, hoping we'd go easy on them.
That's typical.
And each of them told us the rocks had been handed over to Christy Orloff.
I see.
But could we find any sign of them around him or on him?
Nope.
No. We held him on suspicion as long as we could. Meantime, went over his apartment like Sherlock Holmes. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it makes sense for him to have it. Because Orloff is one of the greatest passers ever lived.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly dope over the years, but also important jewelry, artwork. Always small stuff that he could actually carry on his person. Also, Johnny, Orloff has all the right contacts for disposing of such stuff, especially on the West Coast.
Well, then it seems to me, Randy...
I'm way ahead of you. The L.A. San Francisco cops are with us all the way. They know those contacts, so keep an eye on them. And if Orloff meets one of them out there, But I don't think he will. Got too much sense. Can smell a bull a mile away. And that's why you head for Grand Canyon.
Why?
Because that's where Christy Orloff is headed. to recover from the shock of this unwarranted incarceration by the muddled, misled minions of the law, as he put it.
Look, Randy.
Yeah, now shut up and listen to me.
All right, go ahead.
I told you I was way ahead of you.
Well?
One of my boys, Rafe Kelly, sort of unofficially is on Christie's train, keeping tabs on him as far as Chicago. Keeping tabs on anybody that he meets, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
But once he leaves Chicago, and the next stop will be Grand Canyon, well...
Randy, all on the word of two heisters trying to pass the buck.
Yeah.
And the fact that Orloff said he's heading that way.
Yeah, because he's smart enough to do exactly what he said. Oh, look, Johnny, I know him. I know him inside and out.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes, sir.
Why, you haven't been able to nail him down after all these years?
Touche. But, Johnny, I'm betting my bottom dollar that Grand Canyon's where he'll try to make us pass.
But, Randy, if you didn't find the stones on him or at his place...
Yeah, I know. Somehow, knowing the way I do, I'm sure he'll somehow have them on him when the time comes to make the contact.
What about his luggage on the train?
Oh, yeah. Kelly telephoned me from Chicago only a couple hours ago. He went through it twice. Nothing.
Well, Randy, it seems to me...
to me, Johnny, you need a vacation. Grand Canyon.
Talk about a shot in the dark, though.
Well, will you do it? Just for me? Just for old time's sake?
No.
Oh, now, listen,
But
Johnny.
I will for one other reason.
Yeah?
It'll give me a free gander at the place. Which reminds me...
Of what?
Have you a description of Orloff that I can look at?
Oh, yeah, right here. Complete, including the picture.
Good, because if I... Wait a minute. You mean to tell me this sweet, harmless-looking little old man, this is Christy Orloff?
Don't let it fool you, Johnny. If he catches on to who you are and why you're there, oh, believe me, Johnny, look out.
All right, Randy. I'll take your word for it.
Hey, everybody, lend an ear. The Rexall 1 cent sale is here. I am the penny you see on TV. Save lots of money. Listen to me. Get twice as much for a penny more at the 1 cent sale at your Rexall store. There are hundreds of bargains. Everything from aspirin to vitamins, hairspray to shave cream, and all at 2 for the regular price of 1 plus a penny. Get twice as much for a penny more at the 1 cent sale at your Rexall store. It's on now.
Expense account item 4. Just before cocktails, dinner, and a show with Billy Walker, $184 at Willoughby's camera store to be sure I'd look like a genuine tourist when I got to Grand Canyon. Item 5, the following morning, $176.22 for a jet to Phoenix, Arizona. Then, after we sat down there, item 6, $50 deposit on a rental car. The next 235 miles were mighty interesting driving through the colorful desert country around Wickenburg, Prescott, Ash Fork, and finally into the lower edge of the Kaibab National Forest. And then, Grand Canyon. You know, a lot of words have been written about the canyon, about its appalling size and rugged beauty, its fantastic colors, always changing, like a giant kaleidoscope that never stops moving and yet never repeats itself. The many hued spires and temples and buttes, whole ranges of mountains that jut up from this mile-deep chasm. The mighty Colorado sweeps along in its dash to the sea. Well, words simply can't begin to do it justice. And the tireless forces that have molded it. The river, the rain, the frost and snow and sun are still at work on this incredible sculpture. Amazing, beautiful, impressive, almost overpowering. As I finished signing my name on the register at the famous El Tovar Hotel, perched there above the canyon's rim, the clerk passed a telephone to me.
Yes, sir. It's a call for you.
Oh, thank you. Johnny Dollar.
I told you I was right, Sunshine.
Randy.
Now, listen.
Go ahead.
I got another call from Kelly.
Yeah?
Your little friend Orloff will arrive there by train sometime tomorrow morning.
Good.
though I don't know whether I can stand your having been right for once.
I'm always right.
Oh, sure. Go on.
Now listen.
I'm listening.
I also got a call from the cops out in L.A. about Ricky Fortino. Remember that hood?
Narcotics, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Narcotics, jewelry, artwork, the black market in Europe, gold smuggling in Hong Kong. Just about anything big time you can think of. I'll try to phone you an ID on him later.
All right, but what about him, Randy?
He's taking a train out of L.A. to guess where?
Here?
Uh-huh. Now, why those guys travel by train when something's on the fire, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't attract as much attention as a plane flight. Anyhow, that means Fortino's going to be the receiver for that necklace.
Certainly looks that way. And being here, he's clear of the L.A. police.
Sure.
When's he get here?
I don't know. Probably not until after Olaf does. But what's the difference? Those two will take their time about making the pass anyway.
So until they're certain they're in the clear, no tails on them.
Right. So, there it is, Johnny. Go to it. But be careful, boy. Be careful.
And all for the sake of building up that half-baked reputation of yours.
Sure. Why not?
You're a bum.
Of course I am.
All right, Randy. I'll be in touch. Item 7, $5.80 for dinner. Then I noticed that a lot of the guests wandered outside. And no wonder. The moon, low in the sky, was bright and full. And the canyon took on a completely new and almost mysterious beauty. The myriad colors gone, of course, but in their place, the jagged spires and peaks stood out in bold relief, casting bleak black shadows in weird and exciting patterns onto the canyon floor. And from where I finally stood against the railing on the edge of a promontory, I could look back at the Alto Bar and see it silhouetted starkly against a silvery, moonlit cloud. Okay. I brought along the camera purely as a prop. But here, if the lens and film were fast enough, was a chance to shoot a masterpiece. To steady it for a time exposure, I set the camera on a post. Then, to get a better aim, and hoping none of the Park Service men were looking my way, I carefully climbed over the railing, holding on tightly with one hand, for it left me leaning slightly over the dark, seemingly bottomless chasm. And then, well, I guess I was too engrossed in setting the shutter and focus. For the next thing I remember is feeling a heavy boot smash onto my fingers, losing my grip, and then a falling. When I came to my senses, a little while later, I was tangled up in a bush beside a little trail not 20 feet below the spot from which I'd fallen. Believe me, I muttered a prayer of thanks. As I lay there, I suddenly realized that Randy was all wrong. That Orloff's contact from the coast, Ricky Fortino, had already arrived. And somehow had recognized me. So what if he didn't know my reason for being there? He might well suspect it. And it was obvious that he didn't like the idea of my being around. If only Randy had been able to give me a description of him. Anything, so I'd know who to look out for now. Wait a minute. If he thought I could recognize him, perhaps he'd stay out of my way. Until I could find out if Orloff was bringing the necklace. The next morning at breakfast, I carefully looked over the other guests in the hope of finding one of them surprised at seeing me still alive, but it was only a waste of time. All right, then. There was only one thing I could do. Stay as close to Christy Orloff when he got there as I possibly could. So from the time his train pulled in until dinner that evening, I was either watching the door of his room for a possible caller or within 50 feet of the gentle-looking little old man. On a guided bus tour run by the Park Service, I even sat right next to him. As a matter of fact, as the two busiest shutterbugs of the lot,
now,
quite friendly.
There you can see the 70-foot-high Indian Watchtower, a faithful reproduction of the strange buildings put up here many centuries ago.
Fascinating, isn't it? Oh, it certainly is.
Yes. Poised there on the brink of the canyon, it is built entirely of native stones. At the base there is a kiva, That is to say, a reproduction of an ancient ceremonial chamber once used by the Pueblo Indians.
How about that?
Beautiful, beautiful.
On the walls of both the kiva and the tower, you'll find numerous actual specimens of Indian pictographs, drawings and carvings of many centuries.
I see that you're as busy with your camera as I am with mine, young man.
Yeah, I've used up about 2 rolls of film on this bus trip alone, Mr. Orloff, did you say it was?
Yes, quite right. And your name is... Well, don't you know? I'm afraid you forgive me, old man, but I've forgotten your name already.
That's all right, it's Burns, Jerry Burns.
Oh, of course. Jerry, I just love to take pictures. I'm never without my camera. Look, that Indian boy walking by. Fine. Got it.
Good.
Finley, are you taking a mule trip down to the Bright Angel Trail in the morning?
Well,
I'm certain that I shall.
Oh? Well, good, then I will too.
Excellent. Oh, and Jerry, why don't you share my table at dinner this evening?
I don't know why not.
Excellent. But look there is a wonderful picture. See? Right there.
And then it hit me. His hiding place for the necklace. If, that is, Randy had been right, that he actually had it. Yes, the corniest, most obvious, and because it was so obvious, the best hiding place of all. In the one thing that he kept with him every minute. Except when he went to meals. No wonder Randy and his boys had missed it. And the tip-off? It was the fact that he must have snapped 70 or 80 pictures with that little camera, but without once changing the film. But I had to make sure. Item 8, back at the hotel. $380 for a call to Randy Singer.
And you're sure that'll be the right time, Johnny?
I'll make it the right time, Randy. Just be sure you keep him on the phone long enough to give me plenty of time.
Okay, Johnny, okay. Now, don't let him out of your sight or Ricky Fortino will get to him as sure as guns.
Don't you worry. Again, the vigil. Until at dinner time, I knocked on the door of his first-floor room, then together we went to the dining room, sat down, and ordered the meal. An appetizer, then the soup course, the entree. Then finally, the maitre d' came over and told Orloff there was a New York call for him at the desk. He looked puzzled for a moment, then politely excused himself. As soon as he was gone, I ducked down the corridor to his room, slipped the lock, closed the door behind me, and frantically looked around through his things for the camera. I found it at the bottom of a suitcase, opened the back, and there, sure enough, was the necklace. I stuffed it into my pocket, closed the camera, and put it back. But there was another matter to take care of. Or rather, another man, the one who tried to push me into the canyon. So when I heard steps, 2 pairs of them, coming down the hallway, I made a quiet but hasty exit through an open window. I stood there behind a bush and watched as Orloff and a short, dark, wiry-looking man walked in and headed for the suitcase.
I tell you, Orloff, I don't hang around here any longer than I got to. If Dollar finds out that I'm around, if he knows that I'm the one who gave him that push last night.
All right.
All right, so produce the loot. Let me scram out of here. Come on, will you?
Well, just be patient. It's right here in the back of my camera. Here you are. You see, it's... What?
Is, huh?
Ricky, look, it's gone. Somebody got to it.
Okay, Orloff. So that's why you tried to stall, huh?
Now, Ricky, put that gun down.
Big Hugo thought that necklace might be too pretty for you to part with.
What?
Yeah. He thought you might try some phony dodge like this.
Dodge?
Make out like it got snatched from you?
No, listen, Ricky.
You know what he told me I should do if you did?
Ricky!
Yeah. This.
No!
One quick movement. From somewhere under his coat, Orloff pulled a gun and got off a shot. So did Fortino. And then... By the time it was over, the 2 of them lay on the floor. Both very dead. Come to think of it, there's an extra dividend on this case. Fortino's mention of Big Hugo, whoever he is. So now the police know of another big shot to gun for. Expense account total, including a couple of extra days there at Grand Canyon. Oh, call it $5.5 bills. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, I'll be back with another exciting adventure. Be sure to join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by Jack Johnstone. Produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr. Music supervision by Ethel Huber. Sound patterns by Joseph Cabivo. Johnny Dollar is played by Mandel Kramer. Also featured in our cast were Eugene Francis as Lieutenant Randy Singer, Casey Allen as Bill Walker, Arthur Cole as Christy Orloff, Ralph Bell as Ricky Fortino, Guy Repp as the Park Service Guide, and Sam Raskin as the hotel clerk. Be sure to join us next week, same time, same station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking.